Fight the hamsters, and welcome to the post-credit show.
Welcome to the show. We talk about movies we've watched, games we've played, and things.
Other nerd stuff we've done. I'm Nick.
I'm Tony.
I'm Brian.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Welcome
I've
back.
Played some. How about this? We've all played Wizards Unite, the Harry Potter
Yeah.
mobile game by Niantic.
Just came out last week.
Chris and I played it a little bit on the show last week because we
Did a thing.
we downloaded it and we're like
Live?
Yeah, pretty much. We were sitting there like, so what do I'm a
Like,
wizard
okay.
now. Click.
So, I have to laugh because the first time I loaded it was in Japan, but
Yeah.
it was like the beta and there was nothing happening in there.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't load it since then. I loaded it back in Ohio.
Yeah.
And it keeps track of your stats of where you
Yes.
start. And now my starting city is always Ohio.
Oh.
or
I'm
state
from-
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, now I'm always going to be out from,
From the United States
Yay.
of America.
yay.
We are all
Yes.
clearly the best wizarding house of Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
I'm also
Hufflepuff.
a magizoologist. I chose magizoologist.
So is he, and the two of us, I think, are. I'm a
Aurors?
professor. I'm
Or
a
Mag-
professor. He
Mag-
might go the other direction.
But you can change too.
You
Yeah,
can,
you can
which
always
is
change,
cool.
which is
And
very
I
cool.
love. There's like a tech tree going on.
Yeah, there's the
We're
skills
healers
trees.
in battles.
We're yeah,
Magizoologist.
I can heal.
we're buffs. We
Yeah.
are the buffs.
Yeah. But yeah, no, and there's like they got the rock paper scissors thing going down where
Sure.
it's like, you know, these guys are good against
Oh,
this, these
yeah.
guys are good against that,
Yeah.
these guys are good against
I
this.
still
but then
I'm
each
not
one's
sure
bad
how
about
it
something.
works specifically. Like
That one's more for those wizard battles in those fortresses. That
Yes.
You get.
right, but
If you have
like,
someone with each roll.
so from my experience of Pokemon Go, it's basically just tap on the confoundable, and then
No, you have to.
no. I'm saying
Oh.
on the overworld. You just tap
Yeah.
on the and then you just use trace your spell.
Yes, for the regular thing, the fortress thing is a little different. If you're in AR mode, you actually have to like point at the guy.
Now can you?
I turn my AR off.
I was just gonna say, can you AR off the entire thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I don't. I want my battery life to
Right,
live.
so I AR'd off, and then you have to take your finger and actually like get the cursor
Sure.
to the
I
place.
think that's a huge bug right now, though, because you have to drag it. Like, it's like starts
Yeah,
up
it
like
starts
way
all
off
the
your
way up
screen.
here.
It's like
Yeah.
drag it all the way
So yeah,
down.
you drag from like here down, and it's like aha.
Because you're
and then
like,
you cast a
apparently
spell.
you're always holding your wand like this.
Yeah.
Because the whole point is you're supposed to aim your wand at the
Bad guy.
bad guy. But you're
And
like,
then-
All right.
drag it down from like way up.
Protego or Protego or
Yeah.
you know whatever you know.
Protect.
The protect spell is just like it'll show an arrow going like diagonally some
Yeah.
direction,
And then you
just
swipe
go-
it. Yeah.
So the battles work out pretty cool. The greenhouses, I have seeds
I
and I have watering
Yeah,
cans and
so-
I can't pick up anymore. I don't know how to use them in a greenhouse.
So
though,
I
'cause
think
haven't-
so on the right side of the
Yes.
greenhouse is where
But
you
there's always
plant it.
someone else who's in there.
It's really because I don't see anyone in there.
Here's my problem. I walk my dog while I play these games.
Yeah.
I don't have enough time to
stop.
stop at anything.
There's a lot of mechanics in,
There's a ton. Like Pokemon Go,
It's
I can walk
easy.
by a gym and go.
or you can just click, like throw, click,
Yeah.
Yeah.
throw, click, throw. Like, it's not
Like-
Or if you're in a gym battle, you can jump in and just tap.
Yeah.
You can. There is that mindlessness in Pokemon Go.
I do prefer like the actual game of casting spells and stuff.
That's
like
nice.
that part I don't mind when I'm walking the dog. What I mind is like I'm walking by a greenhouse and the dog and I stop and then they swap the plants and I like pick the plant and you're like, oh, okay. Like even the inn you have to cast a spell.
Yeah,
to-
you're like,
A light spell. It's
Yeah.
it's the spin.
it's the spin, but essentially it's like but you have to go into the inn to do it. You can't just like Pokemon Go just seems very quick.
Yes.
yeah.
This one walking the dog
You have to
and
load
playing
a
the
whole-
game.
A lot of loading.
A lot of loading.
Walking the dog, tough to do the extra thing. So like I was picking up stuff on the side and it's like, oh, you already have like 50 out of 50 garden things.
Yeah, it's
you
like-
can't pick up anymore. Would you like to expand your inventory? I'm like, no, I don't even know what this stuff does.
Right.
And I'm skipping all the flavor text.
Some of the flavor text is not bad.
Like I've started reading some of it and I'm like, you're not explaining anything important to me that I did. Like
I feel like a typical Niantic game, the tutorial in this game is severely lacking.
yes,
Because I know in
it needs a
Pokemon,
little bit more info.
Yeah.
So
when
I know what I'm
Pokemon Go
doing.
came out, it was like everyone's kind of figuring out how this works. Thankfully, it's an easy enough system. This game, Harry Potter or Wizards Unite, there's so many mechanics happening at
There's
all
so
times.
much-
Trace
Yeah.
the line perfectly to
Tra-
get
like,
like the better casting
like,
of the spell.
I need to
Again,
I-
hard
I-
to do a walking dog.
Yeah.
I want to
yes.
brew some potions, but I don't have the items for it. Where do I
I
get
know.
these items?
They're on the map somewhere.
Or you can pay them gold.
Or you can pay them gold.
And I don't want to.
The cool part with the spells or the potion making is like you can do you can stir your potion.
You
to-
can?
Yes. So they give you, I think there's 9 or 10 different movements you can do on your
Oh.
screen, and there's like, and it's always the same. So if you brew health potions, it's always going to be the same 4 combo.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like a combination lock essentially.
Are you
But
saying
they
it's
don't
like
tell you
cooking-
the combination.
Oh, okay.
So it's like memory. So you do it, and it's like ding, and you're like, okay. The first one is clockwise, starting
Or I just
a
look online.
clockwise rotation, or you can look online. But it's easy enough to go like, hey, clockwise this rotation. Okay, now I'm gonna pinch the screen, and it's like, and so you're like, okay, clockwise this direction, and expand the screen. Ding. Okay.
So it's
after
like
I've
a
done
game
that
of
one,
Simon
swipe.
Says.
What does this do? Sorry.
It increases the speed of production by like 15%.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a huge buff, but it's kind of one of those like once you know them all,
It's kind of cool.
you kind of look. You're like, and I mix in my potion. And once you know the, like whether you've written them down or you look online, it's as simple as like, okay, now that this potion's gone, it's this, and it's like, oh, your potion's gonna brew 15% faster now. And it's like,
Nice.
I feel like there's a lot of loading.
there's a lot of loading and there's a lot of mechanics,
Yes.
and not a lot of tutorial.
No.
Yeah, there's not much gameplay either for all those mechanics and loadings. I just find
No, all of a sudden you're picking like it's mixing plants up for no particular reason.
Right.
Like,
Mhm.
why do they have to spin? Just let me pick one.
Yeah, just let me pick one.
because Pokemon Go, you just go click.
Because like the greenhouses, it's literally it.
Why do I have to watch this animation?
It makes no sense. It's not like you're like, here's the golden snitch in the bottom of a plant.
Find
Follow it.
Yeah, that's what I thought it
No,
was
it's
going to
all
be.
RNG.
At first.
It's all RNG anyways.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know why they have to spin around and flip flop themselves. It's
Mhm.
like, I'm just gonna pick a random plant. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like you hid something and I'm trying to watch and see where it went. You're legitimately just telling me to pick a plant.
Yeah.
Why are you mixing them? Just let me pick a plant. Save me some time.
Yeah.
It is a mobile game. Like there's that weird balancing of like it's mobile, so
On
it
the
has
go.
to be.
I
on
still
the
think
go.
Pokemon Go is a little bit cleaner than what
Yes.
this game is.
Yeah.
Like I say, I like the more game mechanic pieces, like casting all the different spells.
Yes, that is very
cool. I like the fortress stuff because the fortress stuff is more like a gym. You have to stay stationary.
Yeah.
You're there doing your thing. But the stops themselves, I feel, have to speed themselves up a
Yeah,
little
because
bit.
they are stops.
They are
stop
definite.
ya.
Like you are. My dog and I sat down.
Oh, that's
Like,
the worst.
We went because I'm like, I don't know what these inns are, and it was the
Yeah.
first inn I had gotten to. So the two of us went and sat on the grass, and it was a lovely day. But my dog's like, "What are we doing?" And I'm like,
walking you.
I'm trying to figure out what to do here, dog. And then we got to a fortress, and we sat down again, and she's like, why can we not go?
Just play Pokemon.
Hey, she's like, can we not go alone anymore? These walks are getting horrible. When it's you and me and the phone. Like if I take the dog for a run, she's happy because again, Adventure Sync works perfectly on Pokemon Go.
Yes.
Like it keeps track of my
Yeah.
movement. Whereas again, Harry Potter doesn't have that yet.
There's a very big emphasis as well on AR in Harry Wizards.
Yeah.
Very
very,
much so.
very big,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to like the port keys. Because I don't think can you do the portmanteaus without AR?
No, you have to look around because I
You
even
have
had
to do
AR
that, right?
off, and I had to look around finding these little
Dots.
things.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, I've never gotten a port key thing open.
Oh yeah, you walk through the portal.
So what happens is just like in the books and the movies, there is this item that transports you to a different location.
Right.
And so when you put that down in the world, it transports you to that area. You get maybe like 20 seconds in that area, and
Yeah.
you have to click on
bunch of
items,
a
a
bunch
bunch
of
of
things,
items to
okay.
collect resources.
Okay.
It's essentially, yes, like the Pokemon Go egg situation.
Yeah.
Except it feels like there's a big emphasis on the AR.
Yeah, 'cause
And
you
I
don't
really
touch-
don't, not that I don't hate AR.
It just sucks battery like a mother trucker.
Yeah.
It sucks battery, and especially when I'm in a situation where I'm just sitting at a desk. I'm like, I don't want to get up.
Well, and that's the other piece is like,
Like in Pokemon Go, I just tap the egg hatching button and it just.
well, even Pokemon
hatches.
Go
Yeah.
before Adventure Sync, I could turn it on, throw it in my pocket, and my job.
Oh, yeah.
There's a part of my job involves walking for 15 minutes, like in a giant circle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I might as well get the points for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. so
Eventually, Adventure Sync will make its way into.
it
Harry
has to.
Potter.
It's Niantic, so at
Yeah.
least it's.
I don't think it is in what's the other game?
Ingress?
I don't think there's but I don't think there's
Is
much.
there? I was
There's
going to
not
say how
much
much
wa-
of it is
not
involved
much,
in
not as
walking.
much.
Not as much
it's,
walking.
It's more about the spots
Yeah,
themselves.
and the grid
Yeah.
that you or the
Yeah.
area you.
Yeah,
mean.
it's
Yeah.
still very different.
Yeah.
But every greenhouse I've gone to, someone else has already planted something. I'm
All
like,
the
why is
greenhouses
there...
I go to, there's no one
I
there.
have no idea.
And there's always I'm like, I can't grow anything. And I have to
'cause
wait
everyone's
like
playing.
12 hours until this one plant is done. I was like, well, I'm not gonna be here. In
I
12
do
hours.
like
The
the
dark detectors are really nice because you can actually stack them,
Yeah.
Yes.
which
yeah.
is cool.
which is nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I like when you're in a car, you're on a broomstick. That
Yes.
one's nice.
You're flying too
You're
fast.
going too fast, and it's like I'm a passenger, and then your guy's on a broomstick, and I'm like, see, that's cute. Pokemon's got to get it to the point where we're on a bicycle sort of thing going.
Yeah.
Like
You're
just
asking way too much of the Niantic.
well, and that's my thing. I'm looking at Harry Potter, and I'm like, there's definitely polish in Harry Potter.
There's polish, but the game mechanics are a little more cleaner in Pokemon.
Right, like there's
Yes,
pieces.
yeah.
Like that's what I said. Both games have to now take chunks of the other one and smoosh.
I think the difficulty behind that is that it's not actually being developed by Niantic.
I know.
It's the background data, all the metadata is
Yeah,
Niantic's.
yeah.
Portkey Games is the ones
Developing.
Yeah.
developing it under Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
they are definitely taking cues from Pokemon Go,
very much so.
obviously, but it is a Wizards Unite. It's a Harry Potter's
Wizards
game.
unite
Wizards Unite.
to stop the evil forces from confundling us.
Yes.
Bundled.
Who's next?
I can keep going if we did. Sure. Cool.
You can, yeah.
I've been playing more Stardew Valley. I am almost in fall of year 2.
Ooh.
I don't know what's in year 2.
Yeah,
I don't
know what
Stardew.
happened.
Nothing really. Like the year 3 is the big year. Like you get judged at the end of
Oh,
year
right.
3.
Judged.
Your dead grandfather comes back from the dead to judge you.
Just like real life.
Yeah.
Just like real life.
Exactly. What have you done to my farm?
What could you have done better?
Right now, I got 2 items left in my community centers done, so I have to wait for my rabbit to get old enough so I can cut its foot off.
Just like real life.
One of the things you need, so this is
Screw you, rabbit.
well, this makes me laugh. Is like I've upgraded my barn all the way. I've upgraded my chicken coop, and the chicken coop just becomes a coop. So you can keep chickens, ducks, rabbits in the coop. So I needed a duck feather, so I got a duck, and he finally dropped a feather. And I'm like, yeah. And then I looked online because I'm like, where do I get a rabbit's foot? And you legitimately have to have a rabbit, and they drop like their fur or whatever that you usually pick up. But if they have enough love, they'll eventually drop a rabbit's foot. Like it's not an actual.
Oh, you're not
like,
cutting it off.
No, it's
Oh,
they
thank
just
God.
they just grow an extra one or something, and they're like, or they poop one out, and they're like, oh, I had
Oh.
an extra foot just lying around. Here you go.
What?
This is for my unborn child.
This is
Something like
exact.
that.
Just like again, that's how rabbits work, right?
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
poop feet. So I need a rabbit's foot, and I need apples.
I thought you had to cut a rabbit's foot. I was like,
No,
that
it's not
game
that
got
kind of game.
really morbid.
You
really
gotta.
fast.
You don't have a knife. What else do you use? Crack.
Yeah, exactly. So either way, and
Oh,
I
God.
I got hitched in the game.
Perfect.
So I went for a different. I was talking to Chris about this last week. I went for a different girl than I normally go for. But then I noticed something that is I've never seen in a Harvest Moon game or like a Stardew Valley, any of those kinds of games.
Yeah.
Is like, well, there is death for certain things, but in this one, like you're trying to make friends with everybody still. So like even all of the other females, it's like, oh, I still have to give you gifts to like
Make you friends.
make us friends. I got home and she's like, so I hear you gave a gift to like Annabelle today, and I'm like, yeah, because like they give me recipes when I'm friends with them. That's
You son of a bitch.
like I actually lost heart points
Oh, really?
because I gifted, and then I looked it up online, and I'm like, is this going to be like a major concern? There is a small percentage every time you give a gift to a like rival, like
Yeah.
person in the game, that your significant other can get jealous and have that reaction. And I'm like,
actually that should happen in real life.
well, and I'm sitting there going like,
That makes sense to me.
sort of.
But could you
Oh,
explain
that's-
to her, no, I'm just trying to get a recipe. I'm just using this person.
Well, no, but like
No, I wanna get in her
legitimately,
pants.
but I'm not trying in the game. Like that's the piece. It's like I had a coworker who just left. I got her something
No.
Oh, yeah.
as a going away gift. It's not like my wife is like, why were we giving gifts to this person? And it's like, 'cause, like, yes.
So your wife is in the game.
In the game,
Not,
yeah.
not real. In the
And that was
game.
it. Like that was the only. Like it's not like it lasts for a week. It's not like it lasts.
Yeah,
it was
just
the
that
one
instant.
conversation. I lose some points on the like.
But you can build that
affection
back
scale.
up, right?
Oh yeah, I gave her an iron bar and we were fine again. Like,
Oh, it's not how girls like.
yeah, this one does. That's,
She likes the
she
bar.
likes the iron bar.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
I give you an iron bar.
So it's just expanding and doing this, and the cool thing about Stardew Valley is you can move all of your barn and like all of your farm buildings around. So like you kind of build your first barn close to the house because everything has to be close to the house because it's just efficient.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to. I have so many animals to feed them all. I need like a wide range of like grass. So it's like, okay, you guys are now in this bottom corner because I have enough room down here. You click a button and without having to pay resources or anything, your barn just moves.
Okay.
So you can
That's
reshuffle
nice.
your entire.
That's
So
really
just
good.
pick up and then.
Yeah, you have to go to a specific place to do it. Like you have
Yeah.
to go to the carpenter's house.
Yeah.
But she doesn't make like sit there going, that'll be like 500 wood and another 10,000 gold. Yeah, we'll move that barn. Like
It's basically building you a new barn.
It's yeah.
Come on,
yeah.
come on,
We're just
come
gonna
on.
rebuild the barn. No, you just hit move building and you can click on all of the buildings and as long as she built them, you can move them.
Okay.
So
As long as she built them.
yeah, like you can't move your house. Your
Yes.
house is
Yeah.
stuck in the one corner, but you can move everything else around, which works out really well. So.
That's good.
Cool.
That's good.
There's that.
Stardew.
I got NBA 2K19 for $4 on the
Oh man,
PlayStation sale.
people are real mad about that game.
So here's what happened. They
People are
sold
all-
it for $4.
Yeah.
Now
And
there's
then added unskippable cutscenes which involve product placement.
They basically added unskippable ads.
What?
And
So
people
like
are-
this halftime brought to you by Gatorade. Gatorade.
You can't
Juicing
skip
you
it.
up. forever.
Unskippable.
Unskippable.
So
and people
that's
are-
what this has been going on Reddit about, like ads on games that you like commercials and.
They work so well in sports games,
But it's still, I don't want it there.
but 2K has this way of putting them in there that just pisses you off.
Okay, what about people who paid full price before?
They still get
are
that.
still getting
They're
ads.
still, and that's the worst part about it. The people who got it day one or like within a couple.
Yeah.
Now I have to watch all these.
Still
ads.
have
Who
to
are
go
buying like, and when people buy that game day one, they buy like the $180 edition because
They
you
get
get all of
all-
the VC points and all
Yeah.
of
You get all
this
the
and all
like
of
the
that.
packs or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
you
they
gotta
buy
watch
all of that,
Right.
and now you
And
have
now-
to watch a Gatorade
Are
commercial.
these like 30-second commercials?
I have
too?
yet to run into one because I'm playing the story mode.
Yeah, I guess so. Some modes don't have it, but
This-
the main modes that people are in.
The story mode has worse ones, so when I play 2K18, it's legitimately Mountain Dew sent a flat of Mountain Dew with my face on it to my apartment, and
Yeah.
I couldn't skip the like 5-minute cut scene of my guy being like, "Oh man, they want me to like do the do, and it's got my face on it," and then you're like, "Call it, dude, my face is on a can of Mountain Dew," and you're like,
This is
as he
weird.
walks around a
It's
giant
very
pallet
forced.
of Mountain Dew, and
It's
you're
very,
just like.
the ads are very forced.
And then, like, your friend
It's
walks
not
in
good.
with a box of Reese's Puffs, like, dude, they'd probably go good in my Reese's Puffs. And you're like,
Holy cow!
it's bad.
it's
Their
bad.
Their ads are bad.
Legitimately, if it was like this
'Cause, okay,
replay brought to you by Gatorade, I would
Yes.
give no shits.
Cool.
Because I think EA does that with some of the sports games, right?
I'm trying to think of I don't pay attention to NHL because you can skip all that
NFL,
stuff.
yeah, NFL.
So
not
the
really.
big argument is that when Street Fighter V did this with
Yes.
Capcom.
Oh, yeah.
I can't
I
remember
remember
what
you
it was.
talking about that.
And
Yeah.
so the big deal was that you could turn on the ads
Yes.
and then have really, really bad ad placement on all your Street Fighter characters and the stages,
Yeah,
but you get more points for
you
it.
get more points.
In NBA, 2K19,
Yeah.
you don't get any of the bonuses.
No, so if you're doing the My Street thing and you get the stupid cutscenes, by signing with Mountain Dew, you do get points for your
your
single player character.
Right.
But if you're just playing an exhibition game, it's
you don't
just
get-
like
you
you
don't
get an
get-
ad for Gatorade.
And you don't get any bonus, like...
There's no bonus. There's no
Yeah.
bonus to give.
Right. And there's no way to turn that off either.
Apparently not. No.
And
people have thought they found a way, but it didn't work.
Street Fighter, at least, you could turn that off.
Yep.
But I think it was still bad that Capcom still took it out of Street Fighter 5.
And like NHL has on the ice, like Tim Horton,
Yeah,
the Tim
yeah,
Hortons.
just
Or
like
I was
a
going to say on
hockey
the,
game,
on the
like
And
boards.
along the boards.
But that's iconic, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's hockey because
Yeah,
that's where they
that's-
put the
Same with
product
NFL.
placement.
It's like on the
Yeah,
side.
it's
Yeah.
on the sides.
But like
FIFA, it's still all
basketball
over. They're
is,
like they're like race car drivers where they'll plaster anybody who
on
wants
the
money
car,
onto their
on
body.
the car, on the
Yeah.
cars. But basketball is very different, though. It's
See, in basketball, and 2K does, like, they have really good integration of if you spend money, or, like, if you spend points, you can get a Gatorade boost. So your guy next to him will have a little Gatorade symbol, and it will give him extra stamina for
Sure.
the
Well,
game.
that's smart.
but like
There's cool stuff like that, but then all of a sudden,
I
I'm
think-
going to get interjected with a 30-second, like, Gatorade ad,
unskippable.
and an unskippable...
And that's
That's
I think what gets me
annoying.
more is that the people who are loyal enough to get the game day one, not even just like the big
Yeah.
$100, like
but
the
day one, $80.
They're
60,
they are
80 bucks, yeah.
they are subjected to this as if you
Yeah.
the same people that you like bought it for $4 or whatever.
Well, and that's why
It's
I laughed.
it's-
I'm like, $4? That's like... I know the new one's coming out.
There's
Soonish, but-
something fishy about this. I will try.
Well,
And then you get
but I
ads.
like 2K. Like I like 2K18 enough on my Switch. It just ran like junk.
Yeah.
So on my PS4, I'm like, oh, cool, like a game.
And I think the other issue with that is if the game was free to play, then people wouldn't be so mad.
Yes.
Correct.
But the fact that you're even paying $4 or paid $80 or $60,
$60 or whatever, yeah.
like you're getting subjected to this. There's
Yeah.
you should not.
No.
The story mode's cool.
EA
I've
keeps
only-
having these things where they want money, but
Yeah, I
they're
know.
doing it in ways to destroy their PR.
Yeah. So the story mode is you kind of screwed up a game going into like you want to be a professional
took drugs?
basketball player. No. You just didn't perform well enough.
Oh, okay.
Drugs.
So this isn't you. Like it does a cut scene.
Oh, didn't take enough drugs.
Didn't take enough drugs. You end up in Asia playing basketball. There's stuff in there, man.
That's why none of us have opened
Sucker.
Let it be empty.
Either way, so you end up in like Asia
Yeah.
playing basketball, and like your first thing is like all
Versus Yao Ming.
Yeah.
So your first
Mess.
thing is like where I'm
Dead.
on, and it puts you on. So I'm on the Bears.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm on this team called the Bears, and like the first scene you get is your coach yelling at you in, I think I'm in Japan. I'm gonna go with Japan. I could be wrong. I'm
Okay.
sorry if I'm wrong. I've only been slightly paying attention because it's a basketball game.
You just want to play basketball.
But he's yelling at you in Asian dialect language, and your guy's like, he has a translator like in the
Does it
huddle
feel
with him.
legitimate, like a legitimate language though, or was it not just like?
Oh yeah, no, like
Okay,
it's something. I just don't know where I
Oh,
am
okay.
because I don't know any of them
That's
other
fair.
than like very basic like
Konnichiwa.
konnichiwa and ni hao.
Pokemon.
And, like yeah, I can
Pokemon.
and gold sellers from WoW, like
I give you money now.
yeah. So either way, like I got that kind of. But either way, the coach is yelling at you, and your character's legitimately like,
You.
What?
What?
What do you want me to? What do you? And your translator's just kind of like, and you're like, what? And he goes, oh, he wants you to tie your shoe. Like, your coach is livid because your shoe's untied. So you're like, oh man.
Is your shoe actually untied?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you tie your shoe, and then your job is to, in this one game, pass the ball to your guy who's actually good at shooting.
Okay.
All right.
So you get the option in that first, because you don't even play the game. You get that one moment at the end of a game. You're down by you're down by a point.
Yeah.
Basket wins it.
Yeah.
Okay. It gets to the thing, and it's like, do you pass? And I'm like, of course I pass. I'm not an idiot. I want to win the game. Like, I'm a team player on sports. I understand that not everybody can be Wayne Gretzky. Like, you need guys to pass the puck to
It's
Wayne
called
Gretzky
teamwork.
Exactly.
to win. Yeah.
To win.
So I'm like, of course I pass. And then your character, because all of this is scripted and dialogued after the game, your character's all like, that should have been my shot. And I'm like, no, it should not have been. He was open and had a shot to the net and is clearly a better shooter than I am.
Yeah.
So either way, the cool part about playing in Asia is all the color commentary, not in English.
Cool.
They actually put in the production value of like
Getting an act.
people are
Wow.
speaking like a different dialect as you're going through the court, and I'm like, when do I get back to America?
I want Americanese, please.
But Anthony Mackie showed up, and I think he's gonna take me back to America after a couple
Oh, he's actually in
games.
the game?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
He's not actually Anthony Mackie. He looks like Anthony Mackie. He talks like Anthony Mackie. He's not Anthony Mackie. He's like gonna be like a scout or something that's gonna drag me back to the States.
Oh, I see.
That's cool.
That it looks like him. It all of
Sounds
that
like
jazz.
him.
Yeah. And the character creation was pretty cool because it actually shows you. Usually I do make a shorter character. Like I try to make me playing basketball stupid because I'm 5'7". Like
I'm gonna make like the bulkiest guy I can make.
so, but the cool thing is,
Tackle.
as you're changing all of the things, it actually shows you like if you make a shorter character, your speed and acceleration change, but your verticals, so like your shots go down.
Yeah.
Like
I
you're
want to
not as
min
good at
max
dunking.
this. I want to min max this to the fastest character. I
Or
can
you can
make.
just leave them as they kind of have them set, and you get an overall okay character.
Okay, character.
So it's like that's nice because the last one you kind of make a character, and all of a sudden you get to the end, and it's like, oh, your character sucks at dunking because
You made it so short.
yeah, you're 5 foot nothing. Like what? So the game itself is really good. It's just the unfortunate
Ad placement.
ad thing that's gonna happen at some point.
Yay! And skippable 30-second ads.
And the cutscenes are always very strange because clearly they have an African American actor doing the voice work for your main character. So your character sounds a little racist when he starts like talking.
What if you make him white?
My character is white.
So-
My character is white, brown hair, hazel eyes,
Like talks like a black guy.
and talks like a black guy.
Yos!
Yep.
It's great.
Yeah.
Just like real life.
Yeah.
Just like real life.
That's how I talk. It's not how you.
Yeah.
Is that not how you?
All basketball players. Talk
All
like that. What are you
basketball
talking
players.
about?
Exactly. I
Or
also bought Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Oh, that came out.
It did.
That game finally came out.
Finally came out. The Castlevania, not Castlevania game.
By the Castlevania.
By
guy.
the Castlevania guy. It is a Castlevania game.
Spoil it. Plot. Whoa.
But not a Castlevania game.
It is a Castlevania game without being a Castlevania game. Like without the title, but otherwise
Without the title, but
it
everything else.
plays like a Castlevania game.
So-
Perfect.
It's kind of slow, kind of clunky. Like,
Just like a Castlevania game.
It does. Like I started playing it and I'm like,
Oh yeah, Symphony of the Night was real bad that way.
but that's or I'm sitting there going like, wait, this is Castlevania. Like, I'm not. You get into a side scroller and you expect almost speed nowadays. And
Yeah.
like, combos up the wazoo. You're literally walking.
You have
and
no.
it's
like-
Yeah, you don't have to upgrade to dash yet.
like, you got yeah.
So what you're saying is Bloodstained did a better job of being a Castlevania
Than
game.
the last Castlevania game.
Then, well, no, I don't know that, but that Mighty Number 9 was trying to be a Mega Man game,
Yes.
but crashed and burned.
Yes, we're Mighty Number 9 because Mighty Number 9.
That was rushed.
Well, one, they
It was
rushed
super.
it, and two, Capcom bought them again to re-release it.
Yeah.
This one, this guy didn't go back to Konami.
Suzaki or
Yeah.
whatever his name is.
He just continued to make his
Yeah.
game, published through, again, bigger publishers because he got the money to do
Yeah.
it. But Mighty Number 9, the guy leaves Capcom because they won't let him make a Mega Man game, and then he gets
Goes
enough
back-
funding, and
goes back
Capcom's
to-
like, we'll publish it, and he's like, okay. And you're like, why?
Why?
Yeah, good on Hideki for keeping on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Hideki, right?
I think so. Either way,
Like,
like it's
yeah.
if you like Castlevania games, like that was one of the reviews I read before I bought it. Was someone was like,
Is it on Game Pass?
no,
Is it on Game Pass?
no.
It's not Game
I
Pass
guess I'll
first.
just-
The question asked.
It's one of the
I
reviews
guess I'll
was
get it on
like,
the Switch.
it's a Castlevania game,
But what's the problem with that? The Symphony
And
of the
then-
Night was good.
but that's this guy was
like-
complaining because it's like, well, it's a Castlevania game, but there's nothing like new, and everybody's like, right, that's what we asked for when we gave them money.
Yeah, the Kickstarter. I remember
Like when
that.
we
That was
wanted this
years ago.
Yes, when we
at
wanted
this
this game made, we wanted a Castlevania game. So
glad
any
I've-
review that's like it's just a Castlevania game,
point. Hey,
it's a Castlevania game.
that's like the quote on the back of the box. It's like a Castlevania game.
So the coolest part, like the first level, because you can swap weapons and like there's RPG elements to this, like that they've thrown in. So like you get a whip and you get a claymore and you get a
Yeah.
short sword and you get a dagger and you get a gun. Like there's all these different
There's all
weapons and it's your choice as to how you play. As you defeat certain monsters, you start absorbing their souls, which gives you magic spells to cast. So there's some cool, like a fireball
cool.
move right off
Yeah.
the bat. And part of the story is essentially the guy that did this before you, who like absorbs these souls, is now the bad guy because he's lost all of his humanity from absorbing all of these souls.
It's like
Oh.
a Diablo 2.
He absorbed too much.
He absorbed too much, so now
You got him too deep.
you have woken up from this slumber that you've been in.
but
for
now you're gonna
whatever.
absorb too much.
So you're trying to stop him, and like you meet him at the end of the first level, and he's like, "Just wait until you absorb enough souls, then you'll see where I'm coming from." And he like tuxedo masks his way out because it's
But you did nothing.
it's Castlevania, like that's still very Asian inspired with like the giant cape, and he's got
Perfect.
like the half mask, like Phantom of the Opera thing going on. Like you'll see later, whoosh. And the cutscenes aren't really great cutscenes. Everything is just like they up-res
That's
the character models to the front of the screen, and then they talk
Classic.
for a bit. Very much so. They made a Castlevania game.
It's weird that a good Castlevania game looks like this.
Yeah, it's stiff, but it's
that's-
fun.
But it's, yeah.
The monsters move in very like when you
There's
see
patterns.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's a Castlevania game.
It's not always a bad thing.
No,
Old school
so
side stroller.
if you want a Castlevania game, totally get Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which they pretty much took different names from.
They
all
actually
the
have another
Castlevanias
game,
and
too.
Smooshed them up. Oof.
They had another game too.
Which one?
It was like a precursor game to
Oh, yeah.
Bloodstained. It was like a prologue to this game.
Okay.
That you can buy. It was like $5 or something
Yeah.
like that. And it
No,
came,
this-
came out a couple months back.
This was pretty like I'm solidly. I can't beat the first boss.
Just like a Castlevania.
Just
Just
like
like a
Castlevania
game.
You'll get though.
You will because you watch the patterns and you
And
finally.
the more items and skills and abilities you
Yeah.
get,
like I'm sitting there going like you can see the pattern starting to develop, and it's like okay, like just stop running at the boss, hacking at it. You know, that's not gonna do much, Nick.
Go!
You know, you actually have to use the potions that they give you throughout the level. Don't just hoard them. You know, use things.
You're one of those guys.
I've always been one of those guys. I'm gonna need this for later. Why use it now?
Final boss later.
Final boss.
Got 99 of them.
Yeah. Got all the
Got all the
potions that I don't
potions.
use. Talked about them last week. Watched Secret Life of Pets and we watched Wonder Park. Those were Secret Life of Pets 2 was good. Wonder Park was
That was
underwhelming.
good. That was good.
They lost the director partway through because he gave unwanted hugs. So,
Oh.
and not even partway through, almost all the way through. So there's actually no director for that movie.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh.
You tell me about
Yeah,
this.
it's kind of cool.
Oh.
They released it. They had to get special permission from like the Academy and stuff to release it without a director
Huh. That's weird.
because of unwanted hugging, as I call it now, thanks to Pixar. I then watched the Angel reunion on the interwebs.
Oh.
They got
I've
the cast.
never even
They
heard of
got
that.
they got the cast together.
cast
from
of
Angel.
Angel.
Oh, I thought this was a brand new thing or
No,
something.
no.
The cast of Angel came back for a reunion to talk about the show and all of that stuff. So they got Charisma Carpenter and David Boreanaz and
David
Alexei Densinov.
Bless you.
He's in all sorts. He's
Yeah.
Wesley. He's Allison Hannigan's husband.
Yeah.
They got the guy who played Charles Gunn back, whose name I can't remember, and they got Amy Acker back to do like a thing. So it was cute. It was cool. It was one of those like David.
Reminiscing about war stories about this.
Yeah, and just how everything went down, and then they got the creators to kind of talk about it. Like at one point, Angel like episode 2 was already like wiping his hands on blood and just like because they wanted a darker show than Buffy.
Yeah.
And the network was like, whoa, we wanted a spin-off, but this is a little like, you haven't earned this kind of crap yet, like, slow it down. And they're like, that was an important moment, because that gave us that...
Bar?
Yeah, where we were aiming. But David Boreanaz was even like, I get called into Joss's office, and he's like, oh my god, I'm getting fired. Like... And he's like, the worst part was I was doing an Angelus scene where I had to speak in a really bad Irish accent. And he's like, I was horrible at that accent, which is really cool to see a guy like David Boreanaz, who's fairly big for TV now.
Yeah.
Like after Bones, now he's on that
That army show.
He's a Marine or something,
yeah.
right? Either way, like he's done well enough where he now stars in shows other than
he's a name now.
Yeah, where he sits there going, that was such a bad Irish accent. And he's like, I'm in this long-haired wig and like the old clothing. And he's like, I go into Joss's office and he's like, all I'm thinking about is I have to get this accent down and my lines for my next scene. Joss is like, we're thinking of spinning you off so you'll get your own show. And David's just like, And then they had the same thing where like Charisma Carpenter got pulled in, same shtick where she's like, oh my god, I'm losing my job. And they're like, the coolest part was Joss was like, if the spinoff doesn't work, you come back to this show.
Oh, good.
Like you have a spot on Buffy.
Yeah.
Like I can work you back in. He's like, so if the spinoff doesn't hold, you have a job. Can we try this? And then even the guy who played Wesley's like, I wasn't in a bunch of episodes because like my character kind of disappears at the end of that season. And he's like, and again, like David, you get called in and you're like, I'm never working again.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're going to send you to Angel. And it's like, okay. And it was very much like they were just trying to counterbalance all the different characters and all of that. It was a very cool interview. It was just where they were all going. And even the guy who plays Gunn kind of came in going like, I had never played a streetwise black character. And he's like, I dyed my hair red and I went in and like I'm supposed to hate vampires and all of this stuff. And he's like, right before I went in, my whole motivation changed because he's like, I heard a quote from like an actually like big prolific actor who was, you're always acting against the other thing. So it's not that he hates vampires, it's that he's always wanted to team up with someone like Angel.
Yeah.
But he can't let Angel know it. So he went in and gave that delivery, and Joss Whedon's thing was only like, is it spray in or can it disappear? Like, whatever's going on up here.
Yeah.
Because, what up? So, yeah, cool interview. They got them together for an hour.
That's good. That's good.
Cool.
So, and they'd all be down for, I think, Like they all got together and they're like, it feels like we could start shooting like another season like right now, and it's like, okay, top 2.
Yeah,
Like,
let's go.
Just do it.
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see what happens after that dragon comes out of a portal, man. And the comics weren't good enough for me because that was quite a way to end a series. Just running into battle. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to because I've been doing paperwork for
Paperwork.
Paper.
I've been playing the Crypt of the Necrodancer.
So good. Yes.
Not the Zelda one yet.
So good.
I will get to the Zelda one eventually.
Yep.
But the Crypt of the Necrodancer.
They're both
wow, so much fun.
solid games.
I think I like the Reaper the most.
I've only played as Cadence.
Reaper is my favorite one of all of them, I think, because have you played Crypt?
No, not yet.
So it's basically music. It's a music rhythm game.
Yeah.
It's a music rhythm action adventure game where you move in the attack in the beat of the songs on
And
the
it
level.
is forgiving enough
Yes.
where you don't like
You don't have to be a mass musician to.
you
It-
don't have
it-
it's not like DDR where you got to be like on it or
yeah,
like
you can drop a beat and it's not going to penalize you or anything.
Yeah.
And
you can be off by a little bit and it's
Yeah.
not going to crush you.
Yeah,
If
it's-
you're just
it's-
rattling on the button, it's like
Yeah.
whoa.
You can, there's a character class for that.
There
It
is.
is a bard. It's
Yeah.
called the bard.
Yeah.
the
bard?
He can do whatever he wants.
He doesn't have to follow the rhythm of the game.
That's funny.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It's ironic.
But the Reaper is probably my favorite one because you can, as you kill enemies, you create a little ghost shadow that follows you, and then you can use that to attack enemies.
Nice.
So halfway through a level, I'll be getting these shadows, and then they're going to reach into the other room, and for whatever reason, they're killing things in the other room before I get to there,
Nice.
which is really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that game is all kinds of fun.
All kinds of fun. And
It
when
is a lot of fun. I'm excited to play the Zelda one at some point in time because I'm having fun now.
they smooshed them, so it's not even like because I went from Crypt
Yeah.
to Cadence of Hyrule, and Cadence of Hyrule still feels like the Necrodancer game, but not.
Right.
Like it feels Zelda with those mechanics thrown into the
it.
mix. Like that company did a solid job of going like these two
Together.
worlds go smoosh.
Nice.
So,
They
yeah,
integrated
Crypt-
everything really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, Crypt and Necrodancer. It's
It's solidly fun.
phenomenal. I wonder how the multiplayer is because I haven't yet tried that. But I love the music in that game.
Yep.
The visual design of it, the aspects it is so cool.
I need the album for the Zelda game.
I just need the album for both of them.
I could, but the Zelda one, because again, it's the same shtick where they
Yeah.
take that Zelda
And because
music
it's such-
and incorporate in the Necrodancer.
You have
beats.
Zelda, such iconic music, and then the guys that do the Crypt, the Necrodancer stuff, doing the
Zelda,
soundtrack,
yeah.
doing soundtrack. It just works.
Yep.
It just works. And so, yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that. It's very, I don't want to say mindless, but it's very much like turning your brain off, but you're still having a good time. With
Yeah.
it. Like, because you're following the beats, you are trying to avoid the enemies, because each enemy has a certain pattern.
Depending on
Depending on where you are in the levels, some will move after you. Some will move only in one direction.
Yeah.
Some will hone in after you. Some are bigger.
Yeah.
And
So
so-
some will move in a square, some will move up and down, some just stay in one place and jump
And
on
jump.
the beat. Yeah.
Which is easier for you to like pick off.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you can save those until after.
Yeah.
So the monkeys are a pain in the ass.
Monkeys are a pain.
The monkeys are a pain in the
Minotaurs
ass.
are sometimes a pain if
I
they
just
catch
dropped
you off guard.
I just dropped a bomb on them.
Yeah.
The bombs I just drop on the dragons and the minotaurs.
Yeah.
Those are easy to take care of.
Yeah.
I hate when I'm trying to dig through a wall and I'm trying to keep my beat and
Yeah.
then I hit into a stone wall
Yeah.
which it drops my beat.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the mechanics revolves around you keeping your beat,
Yeah.
Yeah.
your rhythm, the beat, because
That's
it's
you
like
get more money and you get
more-
the,
and
the multipliers. And
some
all
weapons
that.
deal more damage,
Yeah.
some armor protects you more the higher beat you are at.
Yeah.
So
Beat
drop,
count
but again, it's not like you drop it and you're like, oh, okay, well,
Well, level over.
I'll
Yeah.
just you just build it up again.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
okay.
not, and it is a roguelike, so you will die.
Yes.
You will die. I don't know how it is in the Cadence one, but in Crypt, you definitely die a lot more.
Zelda, you die a lot more till you get enough. Because Zelda, they let you keep a lot more of the stuff.
Yes.
Like you keep your bows and bombs and like.
Oh,
it's
wow.
very- it's
That's very forgiving.
It's very Zelda-ish in that.
That's very much
so
more
if you've
forgiving than Crypt.
unlocked those treasures like a Zelda game, you
Yeah.
get to keep.
So, yeah, in Crypt of the Necrodancer, you keep basically nothing but the diamonds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the diamonds is what you use to upgrade your items in the run.
Yeah, or your items. Or...
So if you say, like, I want to spend diamonds on this better shovel upgrade, that shovel upgrade will appear in the levels as you're playing.
I missed the middle room when I started, which gives you, like, more health
Oh
bars
my god,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Because I wasn't exploring anything, and then it's like... I'm like, oh, whatever, that room's probably just a challenge room or something stupid. And
it's important.
Yeah, I finally went up there, and I'm like... Oh, I can spend more more hearts. This is my problem.
I can get better chests.
Life.
I can get better chests to spawn in the world. Oh,
Well, because I went to the next one because it opened up, and I'm like, okay, I went into that room, and it's like, oh, I can get like a better sword to spawn in the world.
Right.
Neat. And then the other one opened up, and I went up
Spells.
there, and it's like, you can get better spells to drop in the world. And I'm like, great. And then I continued to skip the middle room for like I don't know how many playthroughs, and that's the one you bloody well need to do.
Yes, you want to start there.
That's
and then
the room
and
you
then
want
work,
to start.
and then work
You just
on.
wanted a challenge.
I did.
guess.
I wanted to challenge myself.
You wanted to handicap yourself.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Crypto the Necrodancer, super fun game.
Solid game.
If Cadence of Hyrule is anything like,
It's good.
I'm looking forward to getting that game.
Yeah.
Played some more FF10 on the Switch, and that game is just super fun.
How's Blitzball going?
I hate Blitzball. So I'm trying to get. Maybe I have this like tunnel vision of how I remember Blitzball.
Yes.
When I played the game back on the actual PS2.
Yeah.
Rose-colored glasses.
The rose-colored glasses of what Blitzball used to be. I remember making a team and being able, like, nothing could beat me. Like, I had assembled the perfect Blitzball team. I don't know if you guys have ever played the Blitz. So they basically turn soccer into an RPG. And so what you do, even though it's a Blitz sphere, it's just on one plane.
Right.
So your goal is to basically just score the Blitzball into the other goalie. And so each character has his own, has an attack stat, an endurance stat, a passing stat, and a shooting stat. And so each one of those is related to attacking other enemies as they're coming towards you or shooting the ball. So, for example, a really simple example is if you have Titus and he's got a really good shoot score. I think it's like 10 or something. If you shoot it from, say, the other side of the goal, it's going to start dropping your shoot stat.
Sure.
And your goal is to make sure your shoot stat is higher than the goalie's guard stat.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And so if the ball hits 0, by the time it gets to the goalie, then he's going to block it.
Right.
And so starting Blitzball off very early, your stats are complete junk.
Sure.
And it's optional to beat the first team. You don't have to beat them.
But you what?
Oh, I super want to. I super freaking want to. But over the course of the game, you can start recruiting other players to your team to increase their stats, to improve the skills. Because you can add additional skills onto your attacks. So, yeah, Blitzball is just... People don't give Blitzball enough credit in Final Fantasy X. I think it's one of the better mini games that they've done in a long time. I don't like any of the card games that they've done.
I was going to say, I like the card game in 8.
I hated the card game in 8.
I like the card game.
Hated the card
It was like
game in 8.
Dominoes.
Hated the card
It was
game in
like
8.
Dominoes.
I like the gold saucer in 7.
I was going to say, I don't even know what 7 was. I never got
7
to.
was the gold saucer, which was they didn't really have a whole lot of mini games.
Yeah.
7.
7 you were trying to get a gold chocobo half the time.
Yep.
Anyways.
Yeah.
The mini game started around 8 because I think 9 had a similar card game mini game. 10 has Blitzball. 10-2 has a worse Blitzball. It was bad. 11 went back to card games, I think, for the mini games. But yeah, Final Fantasy X. I like that game. I got it for like $20 or $30, so I will.
I think that's the fun of the Final Fantasy stuff, though. Until 13, really, it was everybody's got one that they like, and everybody can be like, I appreciate that. You're wrong, but I appreciate it. Like,
yeah, they're all. It's that golden era.
Right, like
of
there's
Final
that
Fantasy
piece
games.
of like
6
6.
6/3.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Even 11.
Yeah.
Some people like the online one.
I was gonna say really up to 13 when Lightning
Yeah.
came into it and everything changed. It was
Everything got all like mechanical.
press
and
forward, click
Yeah.
X or A.
It
or
was
whatever
no
the
longer
button-
as
like,
fun.
Because there was no
Third-
strategy to
I
it.
really
Like,
want to play
can-
12. I really want to play 12 at some
Oh, yeah.
point in time.
Like I can appreciate people when it's like, oh, I like this one, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I never got into it,
Never
but
got
I
into it,
understand it. Like, yeah.
So, I know we talked about a lot about Game Pass already, but I've been playing a lot of Gears of War 4. That game is nuts.
Do you have to play the other Gears of War to play that?
No,
No, because it's its own.
I think
thing.
what happened. this, from what I know, is that it takes place farther into the future.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you are playing. I don't know any of the characters' names. I'm not sure.
Big muscled man.
No. And that's
Big muscle man
that's-
too.
and
Well, in
that's-
the first game, I'm saying
So-
the first game there was large muscular white man,
Large,
and
muscular black man.
muscular white man, and
man.
very masculine female character, I believe.
in big armor.
In large armor.
So Gears of War 4 seems like a very different departure from that. You are no longer like the big muscular guy. You're no longer like big armor. You're just a scrappy
dude.
you're just a scrappy raider. And so the first mission in this game is you are going into the cog settlements to get a fabricator to power your small town.
Cool.
And because I guess the cog is seen as like this overarching, not villain, but like just this company and organization that's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, like there's very little hoorah moments or very like, you know, those bro moments. There's none of that so far. It just seems like a good shooter.
That was very much the first game. Even Cliff Bleszinski got away from that stuff in Gears 2. Because,
Yeah, Gears 3 ended up being very melancholy
yeah,
about
well,
the story.
it was very funny with Gears 1, because that was the first game we got that was like gray and brown palettes, because it was supposed to be dreary and dark. And
Yeah.
then everybody followed suit, because it's like, oh, this is where
Everyone-
games are going. And Cliff
Right.
Bleszinski goes, I did that to do something different, you
Different.
dum-dums. So then he started adding color back into the game.
I remember the trailer for that too, and they had that really somber song.
What, for 3 or 4?
Everyone will
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no.
Cease and desist!
Done. And we're done. If there's any sort of criticisms I'd say on Gears of War 4 is that it doesn't feel like it's advancing anything in that genre of gameplay. Like it's cover,
It didn't-
shoot,
yeah.
cover, shoot,
Oh,
Scares
okay.
me.
active reload,
Yeah.
shoot,
That's
oh,
good.
throw a grenade. It just feels good.
Yep.
I think what's helping me enjoy it really is the fact that I didn't pay
You didn't pay- you didn't pay
$60.
It's the best part of Game Pass.
Like it's actually a solid game.
It's
I
still
don't-
$1 now.
Still,
It might be
it
even
might be
$6.
1 or 2 days left on that.
Oh.
But
like,
yeah,
like being able to say I can play Gears of War 4, it's still a good game.
Yeah.
But it's just that doesn't feel like, because the reviews were very kind of middling about it. It's like it's a game.
That's what I find about most of the stuff on Game Pass is
It's a game.
It's a game, and I'm like, yeah, but it's a game that's now cost me
Very minimal amount of
pretty
money.
much nothing.
Yeah.
It's minimal amount of money.
Even at $6 a month, when it goes to 6 or 7, that's nothing for.
And the fact that we can play co-op on it.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
that changes the deal. Like
Yeah.
it changes the game a
Yeah.
lot. But yeah, Gears of War 4, there's a lot more color in it. There's a lot of color.
Yes,
in it.
they
It's-
started adding color in 2, and then they kept like
It
Cliff
felt-
Bleszinski didn't want to go like Neon City right away
No.
because you can't just go from dark dreary to like. Vroom, but he's like, I'm gonna start adding color back.
So
in.
the stage that I'm in right now is like I said, I was going into this settlement to
Yes.
steal this fabricator. And so what happens is the cog is building these cities with autonomous robots. So all the enemies I've been fighting so far have just been robots.
Sure.
There are
Okay.
no humans. There's no what are those things called? The monsters that come
Yeah.
from the hole.
I know nothing about Gears anymore.
I
It's
don't
been, hold on.
Well, this is $12 a month now.
Oh no, you
No,
gotta,
that's the wrong one.
we'll find it
Oh.
for you. Yeah, it's specifically Game Pass for PC.
Oh.
It might be back.
Console games, you.
Unless you get it, if you get that, then you have to get an Xbox.
No, I don't want an Xbox.
Don't want Ultimate.
Oh yeah, it still is $1. 5 days left. I'll
Oh,
do it
that's
at
the
home.
wrong one.
But it's still 5 days left,
That's 5 days left.
so you can get it when you
So
get it.
yeah, look
I'll
for
do that at home.
Game Pass for PC
And beta,
Okay. And
because it'll
beta.
yeah.
and beta. That $14 or $16.99
Don't-
is for both Xbox.
So if you had
and
an Xbox
PC.
and a PC, you get
And I do
gold
not.
with that as well,
yeah, and gold, which is
which is
stellar.
cool, which is great for PC or Xbox owners.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a good deal for Xbox owners. Bad deal if you're only playing on the PC.
Yes.
yeah, don't
do
do
that.
that. Don't do
Don't
that.
do that.
I don't want an Xbox.
So yeah, I've been
No
playing
offense.
Gears of War 4. It's actually I like it. It's a
Controller or
controller. I don't think I could do that game with a mouse.
That's how I am. I found that with most of the Game Pass games. I'm like, I need to plug in a controller.
Which
Can
is
you use your Steam
fine.
controller?
Huh?
Can you use your Steam controller?
I
haven't
imagine
tried.
so.
I just plugged in my.
I have a really dinky Logitech
I plugged in my Wii U one.
Oh yeah, you could.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that one.
I did that and downloaded.
Yeah, you have to remap.
Forgot what the
X something, right?
I ended up getting Rewasad.
Okay, well, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
Another game I played on the Game Pass is Battle Chef Brigade.
Yes.
I was able to play it a couple weeks back. When I came back from my trip, I haven't been able to load it, which I'm a little bit bummed out about because it's an excellent game.
Check their Twitter because they did have a fix because people were having issues.
So Battle Chef Brigade, it's a side-scrolling puzzle, gem-dropping, ingredient-finding game.
Okay.
So it's not like it's set in the far-flung future or anything like that. What the story is that it's the world. People find entertainment in in culinary, fighting, and cuisine. And
I'm
so
looking at pictures.
it's freaking cool. And so your goal is to basically gather your ingredients from the side area and then bring them to the center area to start cooking. It's essentially a cross between a Castlevania style game and Iron Chef.
Mm-hmm.
So every battle you have a judge. Every battle you have done. Every battle you have a judge that you have to try and impress, and you'll have a feature ingredient that you have to include into your dish somewhere.
I like cuisine.
It's very similar to that. Like the judge he has his own catchphrase. I think it's like, let's battle and cook or something like that or something. It's so.
Do you know what
cool.
they were handing out as promotional stuff to people to like to play it?
No.
Easy bake ovens.
Really?
Oh my god, I would love that.
Gosh.
So if you watch, there's a 10-minute power hour from the Game Grumps, and they were doing they're like, we're gonna bake things in an easy bake oven, and they brought out the easy bake oven and it says Battle Chef Brigade on the side of it, and they're like, I wonder if like Matt and this guy will mind if we use their like promotional stuff. Maybe we should get some tape, like, because they messed that thing up hard. But
Oh boy.
But yeah, so the idea is that you're going into the side-scrolling world. You're fighting monsters to gain their ingredients to build into your recipes.
Cool.
And then so when you're building it essentially each item is a gem configuration.
Yep.
And so you're matching 3 of the gems together to make bigger gems,
okay.
which creates different flavor profiles, which creates different styles
That's
of
cool.
cooking. It's so cool. And the art style is it's all handcraft. It feels it's got
Hand-drawn, yeah.
it's got this handcrafted, hand feeling world that
It all looks hand drawn.
it's got a lot of love into it, and you can definitely see from the music, from everything's voiced more or less. When you're not battling other chefs, you can find jobs to basically make monies to get different items to start out with,
Yep.
because you can get different ingredients to start in your pantry right off the bat to help you give an edge in your battle, because you only get like 5 minutes to fight and cook your meal.
Right.
And so, and your inventory bag will always get full, so you always have to go back, empty it out, go back out to get more ingredients, come back in. Oh, you only have like 30 seconds left. I gotta go cook something.
Yeah.
I gotta cook something else. I don't have something for the chef.
I'll
And-
play that with you. If it's co-op online.
Who, Gears?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to wait for me. You can just go to.
Oh yeah. Gears is co-op online. Is 100%
I'm just
co-op.
getting my
I think it's a
installs.
3-player co-op online actually.
3-player co-op?
Yeah, I think it's a 3-player co-op. So yeah, Battle Chef Brigade, it's so cool. I think everyone needs to play it, whether it's on Game Pass or Switch or PlayStation. It is a lot of fun.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, I think it's the
It
coolest
is.
thing about Game Pass is I can try stuff out, and if I like it enough and it is on my Switch and it's something
Yes.
that I want to like take with me,
I can definitely see
Then
me
you
picking
can-
this
it's
up.
something that now I'm buying their games.
And if there is going to be this loading issue for me with this game,
Yep.
I still really want to play it, and I don't mind giving them money on the Switch
Yep.
to play this game.
Yeah.
Like it is beautiful. It is fun.
2
It's
to 5
enga-
player co-op for Gears 4, by the way. That's
Oh,
what we're
nice.
looking at.
Cool.
So it is, yeah, like super fun.
Yeah.
It is. I definitely recommend Battle Chef Brigade.
Nice.
Oh look, we get Gears 5 Standard Edition.
Pre-order.
when it comes out. I know, right?
Nice.
They dropped the wars. It's no longer Gears of War.
Yeah.
It's just Gears 5. Moving on
So much
to Netflix.
Whoop whoop.
Watched a couple of shows. I watched the first, I think, 4 or 5 episodes of Jessica Jones, season 3, the last season of Jessica Jones.
Yep.
I don't know how much you guys have follow Jessica Jones season 2.
haven't
It picks
at
up
all.
after the events of that season.
I didn't want to see
Be the without spoiling season 2, if you ever do want to see it, she ends up finding her mother,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's some story plot around her and what happened to her as a kid, things like that. And of course, season 3 picks up right after that. Trish is a bigger character in season 3,
Well, that's good.
like a huge character in season 3.
Yeah.
I think
Is she superhero-ish in season 3?
she is more superhero-ish.
Sweet.
They did pull off the
The
old-
Hellcat stuff without
yes.
Hellcatting.
Yeah, so they pulled off the costume thing, because there's a scene just like in Luke Cage where Luke Cage wore the
Old
classic
costume, yeah.
costume. She wears her old classic costume for like 5 seconds. She's like,
No, doesn't like it.
as she's trying to figure out her character path. Not as supery as I thought they were gonna make her character, but
Yeah.
I'm sure eventually.
Given another, or
if
given
they
more of a season.
if they gave another season, they might flesh that character out, maybe. Wah. I don't know if I like Jessica's character progression so far. She's very like self-pity, not that she wasn't before,
Yeah.
but she's very much like, oh, this shit happened to me. I'm trying to be a hero, but I'm also trying to be this private detective. I don't like. I'm actually more interested in Trish's character than Jessica Jones's
Jessica
character,
Jones's.
which surprised me a lot, actually. Carrie Ann Moss is still on the show as Jerry Hogarth.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Hogarth, and her character arc is actually quite interesting, because I think it was season 2. Her character was diagnosed with ALS. And so season 3 is her.
We knew she wasn't well
No.
at some point,
Right.
somewhere along the
Yeah.
line. Yeah.
And so season 3 we're seeing that realization of like, and of her like, oh man, like my life could end any moment now. Like I should make the best of it. I should make amends with people. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. And a lot of that has to do with Carrie Ann Moss. Like she's a great actor too.
She's pretty good. Yeah.
She's very very good. Not much to say so far about Jessica Jones season 3, other than I know that it's coming to an end.
I was gonna say that's why
And
it's
I'm
hard for me to
very-
watch, because it's just
It's actually a good show.
it's
it's
which
a
is
very
good, but it's hard to
solid-
get motivated to
To
watch
watch
it
it
knowing
when
that
it's-
there's
I know.
that's
It's it for the
Sort of
foreseeable
canceled.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the foreseeable
for the
future.
next couple of years.
Yeah.
Yikes. So it's very good.
Right.
I watched I'm not sure how to describe this. It's a cartoon.
Okay.
It's Agaratsu.
Excellent. Bless
Which-
you.
I have not
So
heard of that.
it's a cartoon drawn by the guys that do Hello Kitty,
Okay.
Okay.
but it's all animals. It's all cutesy little animals, but it kind of follows the life of this cat, or was it a fox? I can't remember. I kind of watched it by proxy.
It follows a thing.
I watched the first couple episodes of by proxy of my wife, and then I was like,
Is it like karaoke?
yes,
It's like karaoke.
Okay.
it's very much that animation style, but it's
Cute
her.
big heads, tiny squishy bodies.
Yes, and but the stories are all like very our life. It's very like
Oh,
first
okay.
world problem kind of thing.
Is it meant for kids or for
No,
adults?
I don't know.
Oh.
There's
cool.
no swearing in it, so
well.
which I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But so I'm trying to remember how the story goes. It's because her mom wants her to get married. She's like 22 or something like that, or something. And in Japanese culture, you kind of want to have a future
Yeah.
with like you want to get married. And so her mom's trying to set her up with all these different bachelors, and she just doesn't want any of it because she just wants.
All right, Jasmine.
I don't know. And anytime she gets really mad at something, she breaks into death metal raps.
Sweet.
Like literally, people watch her break into death metal rap.
Yeah.
That's why it's called Agaratsu or something like that. And I'm just like, is this real life now? My wife's like, yeah, this is happening, and like because the backstory is that she and her coworkers go to karaoke, and that's all she sings is death metal rap. And so anytime she gets mad at something, she raps about whatever that is. So it's like, I'm really mad at you. Stop trying to set me up with people. And it's just like drawn in the style of Hello Kitty,
Oh, boy.
which is what makes it so much crazier. But it's not like there's no swearing, there's no like violence. It's just it's just weird.
Oh, weird.
Each episode's like 15 minutes long, so it's not even hard to watch. It's just it's done now.
Weird.
It's fun, but it's just it's a breath of fresh air.
That's good.
It's very different than what I've normally watched. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6.
Yeah.
I know you guys don't care.
I do. I just did. I fell off that boat long.
Yeah.
They had something special.
Yep.
Going at the end of Season 5. They had a very nice closure. I was okay with them getting Season 6 and ultimately Season 7, provided that they were able to keep up with the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And the way Season 5 ended was very much like it was going to end right at the snap.
Mm-hmm.
And so going into Season 6, the expectations of me anyways was like, cool, like they're going to have to figure out, is it going to be after Infinity War or is it after Endgame? And so there's this like, how's Season 5 or Season 6 going to do? The short answer is they don't talk about it.
Oh.
It is the weirdest, like, because Season 6 starts off 1 year after the events of Season 5, which, as we know,
is still after
the snap.
The snap.
Which should be a complete, like,
Cluster, yeah.
It should be a dystopia.
I wouldn't say dystopia, but at least
there should be a sense of like loss. There should be a sense of loss. There should be a sense of like everyone
the world
should be
is slowed down.
No,
Things
nope,
are
nope, nope. World kept going in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Fortnite is
Nope.
the only game made because all the game developers died. Like you
Yeah.
know.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, picking up 1 year after the events of the supposed Thanos snap,
Yep.
nothing, they don't address it. Not only do they not address it, it's almost like it never happened.
Yeah, that kind
Like
of
the
sucks.
world just kept going. Like
Yeah.
the snap never happened.
See, that's my piece. It's like
And a part of it bothers me because I know that there's supposed to be this shared connected universe. And even in some of the interviews with the staff, the writing staff, they're Marvel was really cool with letting us kind of do whatever we want for Season 6. A part of the problem was they weren't sure if they were going to be back in January or back in, was it June?
for sure.
So they weren't sure which storyline they were going to be following.
Right.
And so ABC and Marvel just said, just do whatever you want. And so their decision was to live life, not only if the snap never existed, it just never happened.
Yeah.
So life just kept going. And so they don't talk about Thanos, they don't talk about Wakanda, they don't talk about half the universe disappearing. None of that ever gets brought up. Because it technically never happened in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 and ultimately Season 7. And it's just like this jarring feeling of like, oh man, like they definitely, because end of Season 5 was very much building up to, okay, we need to get to Wakanda. They literally talk about the events of like, we need to get to Wakanda because Thanos is coming.
Yeah.
They not only name drop Wakanda, they name drop Thanos. They name drop all these things that are happening simultaneously. Like as a watcher, you're getting cool. Like I'm getting psyched up. Like they're doing it. They're doing it.
Well, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a perfect vehicle for what's the world like for those 5 years or whatever.
It would have been.
It would have
Like,
been.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would, and I think from a writing staff perspective, they had to already deal with Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
That was
rough.
very difficult
Yep.
for them, and so I think they didn't want to like go through that again. Rather than saying like, oh, we're not going to have half our cast on this show because of this thing, they want because of contractual reasons.
Right.
Sure.
They are just completely ignoring the snap.
But even if the agents all would have survived, because I can deal with that happening.
And so far, none of the new antagonists that they're introducing in Season 6 don't feel like they're any related to Thanos or anything like that. Like it's just the world just didn't disappear.
Meanwhile, Ronan's out there fighting off, like, evil, why can't I think of that corporation? The Asian mafia type folk, Yakuzas. Like Ronan's out there killing Yakuza people because they've taken over, like,
No, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen in this universe.
See, like that? Oh man, that would have been cool.
Yeah,
see.
right? Like either do it after the snap,
Yep.
or after
As the world's
Endgame,
getting put
or
back.
after Endgame.
Yep.
Do one of those two, and they chose neither.
Yeah, if you do after Endgame, at least you can be like, oh, the world's been like
Back together.
we're far from homing it, where people are
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
sad, but the world's pretty much getting
Right.
back to its flow.
Right, and
like
I-
we can travel again.
And I thought that was maybe that was over assumption on my part as a fan, because we knew season 6 was going to start off after Endgame, so
Yeah.
everything would have been repaired,
Sure.
for lack of a better
And it's
term.
the easiest way to do it.
But nope, they chose to not only ignore the snap, but ignore it all the way completely. Like no one ever disappeared.
Never happened. Never happened, guys.
Yeah, it is the kookiest thing ever. And the weirder part about it is that it's not a half bad season so far.
Just
Like-
a little off-putting to the
Yeah, like to the whole MCU, the grandiose scale.
It's all connected.
So
Remember that catchphrase?
it's all connected. So unless they have they have said that season 6 ends in like their biggest question mark ever. So unless they do some weird like this was in one of the 14 million timelines or whatever.
They're in one of the multiverses.
Within one of the multiverses.
Maybe.
Like if they pull that off, they technically can, because the way that they've brought Coulson back in,
Yes.
he's not Coulson.
He's a Terminator, yes.
He's
Mhm.
Terminator Coulson. He is like Clark Gregg is on the show,
Yes.
but he is not Clark Gregg.
He's not.
You know, he's not Coulson.
Yeah.
So, or is he? It's and so every time they say like, "Oh, you look like Coulson," it's like that name sounds familiar, but I don't know you
No,
enough,
no.
so I'm gonna shoot you instead. And like, I love that actor. He does a really good job with that show. I just feel really sorry and feel really bad for him because he went off such a strong finish in season 5.
Yeah.
Continued that in Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
being Coulson again, but then has to come back, regress, and come back into season 6 into this weird not timeline. Would
And
that be
maybe we'll
created?
learn more when we see Far From Home.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I
maybe
think Far From Home will.
I don't know at this point. I
Like
mean,
if we have broken into the like
Multiverse
stuff.
Multiverse.
like it would that would be a huge like veil over not just the audience but as the actors as well, because it as far as the actors know, like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like they the season 5 happened. Coulson died.
God, loud farts.
Sorry, it's
I blame the dog.
that bean.
I blame the dog.
Patrick's like, how dare you? How
blame-
dare you
I blame the dog.
affiliate that
Is
nonsense?
that a
with
loud
me.
noise?
I blame the dog. So yeah, like Agents of Shield, it's still a good show. It's just very jarring, like you said. Like if they should be addressing this one way or the other, and they chose the third.
Of just
Option.
ignoring it. Yeah, let's do that.
We watched Toy Story 4 last night.
And
So much fun. We had a lot of fun in that movie.
that's good.
The marketing tells you nothing of what that movie is. They pulled a Marvel, because that makes you think that Forky is important. It makes you think that Forky is like the crux of the movie. It's super not. It super is not. Like Forky's in the movie. Don't get me wrong. He is a part of the story. He moves the story along, but he is not the focus of this movie at all. And the way that the end movie ends, definitely, it's one of those things that you know, a little bit of tearing up. It is a Toy Story movie after all.
It's a Pixar film.
It's a Pixar movie. It's a Toy Story film. Like it's gonna happen. And yeah, that was a really big gamble on Pixar's part on trying to do Toy Story 4, especially after such a solid ending of Toy Story 3.
Oh, I knew it was coming at Toy Story 3 as soon as Molly got the
Yeah.
Bonnie.
Sorry, got the toys.
It's not even a story about Bonnie.
No, but I get that. But as soon as they
So-
have a new kid,
Yeah, they're not done.
Right.
you're like, oh, we can keep
So
going
many
forever.
more adventures.
So if I were to really sum up Toy Story, like the 1, 2, 3, 4 as a thing, I would say that Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 are a good arc for like the whole series as a whole, and Toy Story 4 is the very good epilogue of everything else.
Okay.
It's a good like we're done with the story with Andy. What are we gonna do next between Buzz and Woody and Jesse and all of the characters?
Yeah.
They introduced a whole bunch of brand new characters. You've got returning characters anyways. First off, is Bo.
Oh, yeah.
You have Bo coming back, which awesome. Like, I love her characters.
How did she disappear though originally?
She
Yes.
got given away. That was the
right.
lamp went away.
Right.
Yes, they
Discarded toys, yo.
they address that in a very heartbreaking scene. It's hard. It's a little bit hard to watch, but it's like it has to happen.
Has to happen.
It has to happen, and it is just it's like, oh, this is. They almost get you. It's almost like the beginning of Endgame when you see Hawkeye's kids like just going and you see the train wreck come. It's that scenario of like, oh man, this is happening. This is happening. They can't stop it. And yes, they introduce other characters. They've got Ducky and
Bear? Is he a bear?
No.
Bunny.
Yeah, Ducky and Bunny.
Yes.
Ducky and Bunny as
Key and Peele.
Key and Jordan Peele are in the film. They're the best. They've got some of the best, funniest scenes in that film.
Because they just let them be Key and Peele.
Yeah, it's when you see those scenes, you're just like, oh yeah. They totally overtook the writing staff, and that's what they wanted to do, and it is so funny. Duke Kaboom, the Canadian stunt man actor, voiced by Keanu Reeves.
Yep.
So good. Like, watch. I said it to you guys last night, and I'm like, there's this Keanu Reeves golden era happening, and it is nuts. He is in everything. He is one step away from being on the face of a cereal.
Wheaties box.
Whoa.
He doesn't woe anymore, though. He's learned to embrace the woe. He's better than the woes.
No, it's Cheerio, and it's whoa.
Cheery woes.
Cheery woes. Yeah, Duke Kaboom. There is no set antagonist in this film.
Cool.
Which was, again, a very Pixar thing to do, very Disney thing to pull off, where you think there's an antagonist, but there really isn't. Which I think they played that off perfectly. The dummies from the Slappy Dummies are terrifying.
As they should be.
This is I think Toy Story 4, and as with all the other Toy Story movies, it's definitely a movie that is meant for kids, but is also meant for adults. But this movie specifically feels like a movie. Hi. Screw you, human. Get out of the way. You are a conduit for me to him. You are a mere platform.
You'll have me for 2 weeks.
No, I won't.
Ma'am.
Not right now. Toy Story 4 definitely feels like it's more of a movie for us.
And that's
for our audience of
the
like
one that started with Toy Story.
The ones that watched it when we were kids in the movie theaters over like a decade and a half ago almost now, right?
Yeah.
It's the first Pixar movie.
Oh, it was the first Pixar.
So
full-length feature.
It definitely feels like that more than a kids movie. It's definitely still for kids. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but Pixar has always been pretty good at that.
Yeah, balancing it for both.
But this is more. I feel like I get the vibe that this is more for the adults than it is for the kids. It's definitely for kids. You get the kid, like the cute kid toys. You get the cute scenarios and situations, and those are still fine. But like this movie is nuts good.
That's good.
It's
Good
very
stuff.
good. It is a lot of fun. Definitely. I don't know if I would watch this or Aladdin again. I think I would. I still think I would watch Aladdin again just because I want to see that movie again with the songs. But Toy Story 4 was definitely up there in one of the best Pixar movies I've seen in a long time.
I unfortunately got to head out. I got to run and be somewhere at 2.
Fine.
Fine.
What did you do? Quick.
Do a thing.
I quickly.
I have another thing, but that'll take a little longer.
The newest thing is Underlords.
I installed that for about 5 seconds.
It's a game on
I hate
Steam
it.
and your mobile.
It's Dota Auto Chess.
Yeah.
All right.
It's an auto chess game, so you have characters and they automatically just fight each other.
All right.
We can talk about
Speed round.
I don't know if it's very. I don't know what it is about this game. I don't think it's a very good game, but I still play it.
All right.
There's a lot of RNG to it.
Cool.
A lot of RNG.
I can
Next.
talk. I can talk about it a little bit
Yeah.
more.
So, Harry Potter's Wizards Unite.
Yep.
Still playing Horizons.
Yes, you are.
Still watching Game of Thrones.
Yes, you are.
Still
Game of
watching The
Thrones.
Office.
Dingy finished.
Oh wow.
You have until 2021.
And
That's
then
the other news.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Leaving Netflix.
Annabelle Creation. I watched and it wasn't a very good horror movie. I thought it was kind of boring.
I want to watch that still. I still want to
I
watch
thought
it.
it was boring.
Brian in 5 seconds or less.
Yeah.
5 seconds or less.
So,
Cool.
yeah. Sorry guys.
It's
No-
okay.
No problem. I'll go let you out. You can talk about Underlords.
Yeah. Talk about Underlords.
Underlords is a mod of a mod of a mod of a mod of Warcraft 3. Done.
It's so weird.
That's literally the short end. So Dota Underlords is like an auto chess style game where you're buying resources and units to basically randomly attack the opponent's board. I don't know. I played for 5 minutes. I don't know why I'm supposed to talk about it some more. I'll play it later. What else did I do this week? No, that's basically it because I went to Columbus. But I can talk about that in a little bit here. But yeah, Dota Underlords is a spin-off mod of Dota Auto Chess, which was a mod off of Dota 2, which is a mod of Warcraft 3, I think. I think that's the order of operations there. And initially, I don't know even know where this auto chess stuff came from. I think it has something to do with like you're buying units and then placing them on this chessboard. And when your buying time is over, they're going to randomly attack other players' chessboards. And your goal is to basically come out on top on all of them. I don't understand it. I have it installed on my phone. I don't think I'll ever get to it. I think I would only play with friends. You can get it right now on Dota Underlords. You can get that on Steam right now. You can also get it on your mobile device on iOS and Android. What do I have? I still haven't installed. So you can see. Oh, download the latest patch. I have to download the latest patch. So there it is. Dota Underlords. I'm not sure. Eventually, I have to download a patch for Dota Underlords.
For Dota Underlords?
I was just explaining. It's so Dota Underlords is a spin-off of something called Dota Auto Chess.
Yes.
Auto Chess is a spin-off of Dota 2.
Yes.
And Dota 2
is a spin-off of
Warcraft 3.
Yes.
So Auto Chess is a mod out of China that got a lot of popularity and a lot of traction. Essentially what you're doing is at the start of each round, you're buying units to place on this chessboard-like looking thing.
Okay.
And at the end of the buy round, you go into the battle phase, and that's where the randomness that Brian was talking about, where your units will fight one random other player's units.
Sweet.
And so the idea is that you're buying different units to basically try and win more streaks.
Gotcha.
Auto chess apparently took off a couple of weeks back, which is weird too because you could get the Valve boot up logo on a phone, which is the coolest thing ever. And each unit has its own class. So you have the fighters, the magician or the mages or defense characters. I'm not sure what it is, but the goal is that when you're buying your units, you want to buy them in the same type. Because if you buy 3 warriors, all your attacks will become 25% stronger, nice. Kind of thing. And so that's essentially what auto chess was. And if I remember how the story goes, because it got so popular, Dota, Valve, actually approached the guys who made the mod and said, "Hey, we want to make our own of your game. Here, you guys can make your own game." I think they ended up doing Auto Chess Origins or something like that.
Okay.
So they kept their spinoff, and then Valve made Dota Underlords.
See, and Valve probably did that stepping in because legit Dota is Defense
of the
Ancients, which is straight out of Warcraft.
Yes.
It was a Warcraft 3
right.
custom map.
Right.
You don't want that happening to you. All of a sudden Warcraft 3 is...
You want to maintain your IP a little bit. Even though it's a mod, you want to maintain that.
Well, so especially with that. So if these guys go off and make their own game out of it, that's one thing. But if you've made yours already and it's ours is the official, Dota one.
This is the Underlords. Don't you guys have Artifact? Dota Underlords. Just play Dota Underlords. But I want to play Artifact. No. No.
So
No.
I can understand why they do that, because they're like, they're going to do the same thing we did to Blizzard. Like,
Yeah. And from my understanding, Dota Auto Chess, before they did this weird like spin-off thing, like branching, you couldn't give them money
oh yeah,
like directly.
yeah.
And you actually had to buy stuff from their store on eBay.
Oh,
Like buy purchases off eBay so you can get in-game items or loot boxy stuff
all right.
in the game because of how the marketplace
Sure.
works. Yeah, like Dota, I don't understand. Like I will play a little bit more of it later on, but it's not enough for me to like talk about.
I will laugh wholeheartedly when Warcraft 3 Remastered comes out, because you know that's the first map someone is custom
Dota,
making.
whatever Dota map was.
Yeah, is just defense. Yeah, defense of the ancients or whatever it was. Like, it'll be done in an instant.
Dota 3.
Yeah, like.
Valve can count to 3.
But that's what's funny. Like that's what's gonna happen as soon as that map comes out, because people went crazy. I loved I never released any of my custom maps.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like single player almost-esque campaigns where I
Sure.
would make maps and it's like
I remember
triggers
doing
were
those.
here and
I remember
this was
doing that in
that.
StarCraft.
Yeah, like they were fun to do, and then
remember-
people actually pulled off. Oh man, we're gonna get Helm's Deep again.
I remember doing a lot of those things in StarCraft.
Yeah, Warcraft 3 had a Helm's Deep custom map, which was
That's pretty cool.
amazing. Like
That's
there was
pretty
the actual wall, and you had to defend against like one orc. You could be the guy that like ran up to the wall and exploded the thing and into. It was so cool. And especially playing a game that was like, you're like, this was Warcraft.
Well, I think the big question or your big is when Warcraft 3 comes out.
When will it?
When it comes out.
When it comes out. If it comes out.
And so this Underlords is a multiplayer game, so you're playing against 100 other players. Sure. The game seemed kind of long.
Oh, that's
like for a mobile game.
Yeah.
I think the games last anywhere from like 30 to 45 minutes, and I'm just like, I'm usually playing on the pooper.
Right, like that's my mobile
Or
game
like-
time. Or if I'm walking, I'm playing.
Yeah, or I'm reading, I'm doing a quick thing and then reading a news article or something.
Yeah.
Not 30 to 45 minutes.
Well, that's even what we found, because we've been playing a lot of COD.
Call of Duty is very
Call
fast.
of Duty really fast. We went and I left, so I had to go do something. So Chris and Brian, for whatever reason, NAT types being what they are, couldn't connect to each other to like play.
What?
So they switched over to Battlefront 2. So I got back and they're playing Battlefront 2, and they hadn't gotten into a game yet. They were waiting to join one of the new things. So I popped in and I'm like, oh, I'll play with you guys. So we played a regular game, and it felt like it took forever, because it's those 3 objectives, and like, oh, we lost this one, so we get to defend the next one.
You
and
get so close to the one, and then you lose it, and then it goes back down, and then
We played like 3 rounds, and I'm like, can we go back to COD? And I'm like, I don't mind. Like, we can continue playing this. And I'm like, I'm just wondering, because like, this seems really slow, and both of them are like, yeah. And especially later at night, you're kind of like, the speed of Call of Duty at least kind of keeps you going. This one was very much like, I found I got better after Call of Duty. Like, I was getting my aim a little bit better, and this was going on. But still, I'm sitting there like, this feels very. Pew, pew,
and having that in
pew.
a mobile game is just
It's not what you need for a mobile game. You need
especially because you get games like Pokemon Go or even Harry Potter, where it's easy to just pick up and go and pick up and stop.
Yep.
So I will probably eventually play a little more. I'm just not interested at the moment.
What else did you do?
I went to Columbus.
You did go to Columbus.
I did go to Columbus. I participated in the North American International Championships
Whoop, whoop.
In Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
I was a floor judge and a deck check judge for the event, and it was a lot of fun. I met a lot of people.
Yeah, I would assume you would. That's a lot of.
I thought I was just basically going to meet a lot of my American friends.
Yep.
But that was definitely not the case. I met a lot of Australians.
Very cool.
I met a lot of New Zealanders. I met a lot of. I met someone from Germany.
Nice.
And we just all worked together. It's actually really wild to imagine that this event it's not just North America. It's attracting players from all over. The winner, like the champion who won the Masters division.
Yep.
I think he's from France.
Oh yeah.
And he's like back to back North American winner.
Wow.
Like, he won the last 3 NAIC tournaments.
And that must be a big win, right?
It is a huge win. So, you only need 550 championship points to qualify for the World Championships.
Okay.
I think he's ended up being at like 1,200
Sure.
or 1,300 or something like that. The reason why you want to battle more and you want more championship points is because the top 16 players in each region
Get a buy or something.
They get a travel stipend
Oh, sweet. So
to the next quarter's big tournament. So this one being for the World Championships, that being the biggest, it was a big race.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to keep that lead.
You got to stay up there.
You want to keep that lead. Qualifying is one thing, but qualifying to get the travel stipend is a huge.
That's big.
That's a huge other thing because that's like a couple $1,000s.
Sure. Depending on where you're traveling from, for sure.
Especially if you're coming from Australia, if you're coming from
France,
or anywhere from the Europe, basically. Yep. This year's tournament is being held in DC.
Yep.
So it's probably not that bad to get to from France.
No, but still.
It's you're traveling across the ocean.
So what does he win for winning first?
So he got 500 championship points,
yes,
which definitely secured him the top.
He's up there, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's first, but I think he's like
he's
top,
somewhere.
He's
in
top.
That 16
I think he's like top 3.
Nice.
I think he's top 3. I think it is $50,000.
Yeah, like that's insane.
For first.
That's nuts.
For first. Either 50 or it's got to be
a large sum of cash.
More than 1,000. More than 1,000.
More than the plane ticket to get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to think that he also already qualified from last quarter.
Right, like
to
which
get the
means
travel
he's already
stipend.
done this.
Like he, once you get in that loop, it's nuts. Once you get in that loop, it's way easy to get travel stipends to go to the next event, because international championships, they run one for Latin America,
yeah,
one for Oceania, which is Australia,
yeah,
one for Europe,
yep,
which this year was in Berlin, and then one for North America.
Wow.
Because there's 4 quarters in a season.
Sure.
And so they try to plan each IC within each quarter.
Man.
And so there are people that travel all over the world just to try and get enough championship points to keep qualifying for these next tournaments, and as well as maintain in the top 16
and make a whack load of cash.
I'm pretty sure it was 50. I don't remember off the
Doesn't matter, but there was a large enough sum of money that you're going
like enough to get taxed on.
Sure.
Enough to get taxed
enough
on.
You can't hide it.
Yeah, you can't hide that.
Wow.
Yeah, and we had 1,500 players for the card game event alone.
Yep.
Probably another 500 or so for the video game part of it.
Sure.
So there's the trading card game competition for the 3 different age divisions.
Yep.
There's the video game tournament for all 3 age divisions.
Yes.
But there was also Pokken as well.
Oh, they brought that in.
Remember Pokken tournament?
Yeah.
That's still a competitive, like, you can earn...
They're going to keep it alive a little bit?
They are still keeping it alive. Cool, because they re-released it on the Switch.
They did.
So it's got a little bit more life now. And now that everyone's going to be playing it.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to see how the video game scene will switch and shift over to the Switch.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't have enough experience in the video game aspect.
To know what's,
I primarily just do the trading card game.
From what I was reading today, just with the different rule sets that they've always kind of had, like there's the rotating rule sets for the video game stuff, and then obviously...
It will likely be very similar.
And I'm figuring it'll be very region locked for the next one, with them not expanding out to like the... Not that the National Dex thing is that kind of piece, but like you can't transfer in certain Pokemon.
Right.
That's going to change some things.
Right. And I don't think it's going to be a big impact on the video game, like the teams that you're going to bring in. Because normally, as a video game player, you have, I think, like 10 or 15 Pokemon that you know you're going to always be able to use, depending on the format. It's just going to be a matter of which ones of those are going to be cut, or if any at all.
Right. And we have to wait till we get more info on Sword and Shield before we know what's happening.
And as far as like a technical aspect goes, like all the competitors are going to require their own Switch.
Yep.
Require their own battery.
Yes.
Like pack, because those games can get long.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you're in a 2-day event.
Oh sure. And if you have multiple matches I'm interested to see where the video game competitive format goes. It'll be interesting
for the next season.
Because even reading online with, again, the response that was given and all that jazz. Like, there is very much two sides to what's going on right now, and it's like, okay, the Pokemon Company really needs, or Game Freaks, someone needs to give us a little bit more info just to like.
And I think right now they're still doing R&D on what, because
I think they are, and that's the problem.
Because like the general population just plays Pokemon,
right?
But they don't realize that there's this other competitive
There's this whole
side
side to it
that they need to make sure they balance.
Yes.
They can't just make a game and then have it go.
And that's the piece where, like, even some of the people who are in the competitive side go, if they just make certain rules that we can't do this and we can't do that, like, we're fine.
Yeah, it's very much like that.
Yeah, like, the competitive guys are like, we're cool if it's just, like, a region-locked thing
I've actually been talking
to
to some of the VGC judges and the players, and the general consensus is, like, thank God they're going to be doing a limited, because the way they've been doing hack checking up to now is basically just, do you know if this Pokemon's been hacked, yes or no?
Right.
And it's just a knowledge of like years and years and years and years of like, okay, well, I know this Pokemon can't learn this move.
Yeah.
Or I know that it can't be put into this type of Pokeball.
Right.
If it's in if any of these situations are met,
stat numbers weirdly off for some weird reason.
Or like this item, you can't have this item.
Yeah.
Like, because it just doesn't.
It's a held items.
Yeah, like then you know it's hacked.
Yep.
And so up until now, from my understanding, it's just been this unwritten database of like, oh, it's just, we know this Pokemon doesn't have that move.
Yep.
It can't be used in this competition because it is hacked.
Yep.
If we see it, like if it gets past hack check and then into the higher levels, you're going to be disqualified.
Sure. And that, of course. So.
But it's I'm excited to see if they're going to improve that hack check situation, just because it seems so impenetrable.
Sure.
The video game competitive side has been so impenetrable to me, because I really do want to know legitimately more about it. It's just too bad that in Edmonton we don't really have a scene for that.
No. And whenever somebody talks about it, I have no idea what the hell they're going on about. Like, it's like, one of those things.
Like, did you know that Z moves go through Protect?
Sure.
Do you remember Protect?
No. Oh, yeah, the move? Like, yeah okay. It travels through the move?
Yeah. Protect is supposed to protect...
Does nothing against...
Yeah.
Protect against everything?
No.
It doesn't protect against
not as they move. I learned that this weekend, because I was watching them like, but he used Protect. Why is he getting hit? Because Z moves go through Protect. I'm like, that's not how Protect works.
Yeah.
You're supposed to... Nothing's supposed to get through.
Yeah, I do not know enough. I'm that guy who just likes... I like to collect all of them. Mm-hmm. And that's my only thing with not being able to transfer some of my guys in now, and again, not knowing, is just, I'm cool with playing the base game, and then, like, at the end of it, normally we unlock the ability to, Pokebank our guys in. I'm like, that's going to be disappointing if I can't get certain guys in to do certain, like, just dick around, because that's what I do at the end of Pokemon games. Mm-hmm. And the only, like, I was not upset, but, like, disappointed more that they didn't write Pokemon, like, Pokedex entries for the Pokemon in Sun and Moon. Like, I got my Squirtle in there, and I'm like, let's see what the Pokedex has to say.
Pokedex. It just says Pokedex.
And there's, like, there's no Squirtle, and it's like, what? And it's like, well, he's not alone in Pokemon, and it's like, National Dex, where, like, come on, activate. No. So I don't care that the Dex is gone. It's like, oh.
I'm okay with it.
So we'll see.
I'm super okay, and I totally understand that there's going to be cuts at some point in time.
Well, we're at 1,000 now, and that's...
Like, it's... Yeah. People don't realize there's a lot of Pokemon out there now. Like,
there are. So. And the only thing is if the 3DS could kind of do it, the Switch should definitely be able to do it, so that's where...
I think there's going to be way more in the Switch, though.
Nintendo response, or Game Freak's response, was just not enough, I guess.
I don't think it was needed.
It wasn't needed.
If they were gonna...
If you're gonna say something, then give people details, because that's, again, what pissed everybody off, was, we've heard what you've said, and we also love Pokemon, but the game's coming out as is, and it's like, okay, could you just... And that's pretty much the community at this point. It's like, could you just explain specifically why? Like, what's going in that's stopping it from doing
I think there's just a bunch of technical aspects that are, like, blocking it. Just... Yeah. The way that the world's being built, the way Dynamaxing is gonna work,
and that's the piece. Like that's all.
Like, we already know that Z moves and Mega Evolution is not making.
Those are gone.
Those are not making into Sword and Shield.
And I'm fine.
That's totally fine. That makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Like, I was just surprised Mega Evolution got made back into Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
To be honest. But yeah, like I'm super okay with not having a national dex.
We'll see.
honestly.
It's funny watching the different discourses between people because there's the people that are like livid beyond compare, and I'm like, we don't know all the deets yet, folks. Like, chill. Like, and then there's the people who are like, I would like to bring in my, rat-a-tat, please.
No, Red Hat is gonna make the cut.
Of course he will, but like that's the piece is like there's those weird little Pokemon that people are like, oh,
Barbaroach
man.
isn't gonna make the cut.
Right.
I get enough of them in Pokemon Go.
But that's the thing. It's like someone's gonna be upset come the end time, but like when we find out what the list is.
Mm-hmm.
But until we know,
I don't think it's gonna be as big as you think everyone thinks it is.
So that's the piece. It's just funny watching online people go like, there's the extreme of like, I'm done with this game forever, and then there's the people who are like, whatever, it's a Pokemon game, I'm gonna buy it anyways. Like they've just given up all hope, and then there's those people in the middle who are just kind of like,
it doesn't matter to me. Like it just goes. It's just,
yeah.
it
Or
just
the
what
people
is.
who are like,
Yeah.
if we give me a reason, like I'm cool. I just want more info. I guess is the big piece.
I don't know. I'm of the mindset of like it is what it is. Just deal with it. Like it's, and they've said that it's not like those Pokemon aren't gonna exist anymore.
I know, except then and now
Yeah.
people are like, okay, then I'll skip this game and buy the next one when the Pokemon I want, I guess, is in it. Like,
But we don't even know if that is. And like
I
it's
know.
like it's I.
And again, that was his
I honestly-
response in English was very much the like, no, they're not making it into this game, but they might make it into a future game. It's like, then I'll miss this one and get the next one. Like, is that how we start buying our Pokemon games?
If you want, if I'm sorry. Like if that's literally the one reason why you don't want to play this game because you're retarded, it doesn't make it
Yep.
into this game. Maybe you think about playing a different franchise.
But that's what
if
people are doing.
If you are thinking that petty of that all like that, I feel like you're overthinking the reasons as to why certain Pokemon aren't going to make the cut.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I think that's very narrow-minded just to like say I don't want to play this new game because I can't get this one Pokemon.
Right. I get that.
Like that is
My piece is like, and my biggest thing was like, if they could do it on the 3DS, and I know there was lag and all of that.
It was
stuff.
very rough. It was very.
But
bad.
the Switch has way more juice. Like,
It does, but I know that they're doing way more to that game.
and that's the piece, and that's why I say I just need more info
know.
for me, just as like what are the big pieces that are stopping us from getting.
And it could
everything.
It could be as simple as these Pokemon don't work when they're Dynamaxed.
And maybe.
It could be as simple as that.
Yep.
Like Whale Lord, we can't make him Dynamax.
Dynamax.
It just doesn't work.
Yep.
So we can't put Whale Lord and Whalmer into the game.
Right. Yep. But
Like
that's what I mean. Like, and
like-
that's where I'm sitting at it is like, I'm just confused via like technology wise, and that's all I want to know because the game still has all sorts of intriguing stuff going on. So it's just funny to
it
watch
could be
online.
like just 10 Pokemon that don't make the cut.
It could be.
10, even like 15.
Yeah.
10, 15, like this isn't. I honestly don't see it, the difference.
I think the biggest thing has just been the response because Nintendo's been pretty good lately about like, oh, Luigi's Mansion, we're giving them enough time to finish what they need to finish, and we're giving these people that, and then every time Game Freaks has talked about it, it's like, oh, it's a balancing issue, oh, it's a technical issue, and then at some point in an interview he said something along the lines of, oh, it's because the region's too cold for certain Pokemon. Like just I think more as a joke, but wrong time to make, wrong climate to make the joke in. It's just kind of, you're like, okay.
I don't know. I'm in the fence of like, I just don't. It's fine by me.
Yep.
I never used the National Dex before. Why would I need to use it now?
See, and I did. But that's again, like that's because that's what I do in those games is collect because I can't compete because I don't understand the meta far enough at all to do any of that stuff. So.
I just don't think people realize the competitive side is huge.
It's large. But that's the piece is, yeah. And that's where that piece is like, and every game it happens to at a certain point is who do you appease or go for and do, and when you have a competitive side, because that's most of the online games which try and do PvE or PvP. It's that same thing of like, okay, we need to balance PvP, but we still need to make PvE fun. Or we drop this and do that. Like Crackdown, I thought the only thing that Crackdown 3 has done right so far is they split the campaign and multiplayer up completely.
Yeah, that's funny.
Like, if you want single player or co-op, like, you're here. If you want to be doing, like, you know, run and gun shooting with people, you're over here. It's a completely separate thing. Like, it's
That's
two
smart.
separate installs.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I don't think Pokemon will ever do that. I don't think Game Freak would ever do that.
No, they won't, but and then again, that's that piece where if we have to take Pokemon out to balance the competitive part, you're going to piss off people who want to collect everything. And then that's just the price you pay. You're going to lose people one way or the other.
Right. And I think from the company's viewpoint, they need to make sure that video game side stays.
Yep.
Because that's huge.
Sure.
From my experience and from my knowledge, it's a smaller base, but it's very vocal base.
Yes. So that's just, it's fun watching it online, kind of like the middle ground people are fun to watch. Both extremes are just like, okay. But those people in the middle who are trying to like, oh, but this and this, that part's fun. Because there's sensible heads in everything. And then there's just, I'm never buying a Nintendo game ever again. And you're like,
okay,
cool. Like, settle. You have not helped at all. Or there's people on Twitter, they were posting pictures from, I think, your event or something. Like, one of the events that's been going on like the Pokemon, like they retweeted something, and all the replies are pretty much bring back this, bring back that, boycotting this. And it's like, guys, like, there's a message that he literally released. Complain over there.
No.
Leave the, like, 5-year-old kid who's holding up Pokemon cards alone. Like...
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where communities start getting stupid and the internet gets, to be the internet. So, yeah. It'll be interesting to watch. But, yeah, it's very cool that there's that, like... Because I don't understand any of the competition stuff.
It's a lot easier once you start just buckling down and just kind of, engrossing yourself around it all, because it all makes sense eventually.
Well, it's even the IVs and all of that, like.
IVs have been they don't really matter as much anymore now that you can do super training.
Okay. So
super training allows you to basically readjust your Pokemon's stats.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, even after you've caught them, and they've introduced that in X and Y. Remember those little mini games that you could play with your Pokemon?
Oh yeah.
That's the super training.
Okay.
And so they've brought that in from X and Y and all the way through to Ultra
Just
Sun.
to get rid of having to like catch 8,000 of the same thing to hope to God you get the right one.
Right. So it helps balance that. It doesn't help the natures. Natures is just going to be something you're going to have to farm, but it's a lot easier to farm for natures than it is for IVs.
Yeah, because that was my I forgot which comic. Like I went to the Calgary one once with a couple other guys, and one guy's like, I brought my Pokemon, and I'm like, I brought my Pokemon, and he's like, great, we'll battle. What are your natures? And this, and I'm like, I have a Squirtle. He's like level 90. Because to me, that's Pokemon. Like, my guy levels up. He uses moves that are, like, I counter the types, and I'm good. Like, that's Pokemon to me.
Right.
So, but yeah, the competitive stuff, obviously, it's
crazy. And of course, the trading card game stuff was equally interesting as well. I mean, that's...
See, in the trading card stuff, I get more.
Trading card is very easy to understand.
Yeah.
Every year, we have X amount of sets that get cut.
Yeah.
Which is really, really interesting for this year, actually.
Oh,
because when our rotation is happening... It happens the day before the World Championships.
Okay.
That doesn't mean much saying that now, but what that really means is that certain cards that people have been using
are going to get
banned.
Cool. The day before the
day before Worlds. So the day before Worlds, and to throw a wrench in that, the day that rotation happens, the new set will become tournament legal.
Sweet.
So not only are we going into a World Championships with none of the reliable cards that we've had over the years,
sure,
we're going to have a whole new set just for Worlds.
And with no time to test.
Well, I mean, people will be able to buy the cards beforehand because the set comes out on whenever set comes out, you have 3 weeks before it becomes tournament legal.
Okay.
And so players will have enough time who are going to Worlds to...
And do you know who the bans are going to be by then?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, we already know.
Oh.
We already know what cards...
Oh, all right.
We already know what cards are being moved to the expanded form.
All right.
We already know what's not.
So
people
can prep.
We've seen this coming for about 2 months now.
The games will just be interesting because no one will have seen them yet.
either no one will have seen them yet, or it'll be like some random deck that came out of nowhere
that's gonna
to win the World Championships.
Very cool.
Is what I think it's going to be more exciting.
Yep.
I've been told by the grapevine the reason why Pokemon decided to make this strange rotation was because they don't want to see. They want to see diversity in the players.
Sure.
In the players themselves, because it always seems to be like this, like these 40 or 50 players that always happen to make it to the top. They want to see who else can make it to the top.
Yeah.
And what kind of skills that they can bring, rather than just these, tried and tested players who use
using
the same kind of cards to get to the top.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I kind of get that, and it's of course it's going to be very wild because we don't have a full set list right now.
Sure.
Of that new set coming out. I think it comes out in July.
Soon.
July, very soon. Once we have a set list, people will start testing for Worlds.
Sure. Wow.
It is because normally in Worlds competition we use we use all the cards for that year.
Right.
That are tournament legal.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're cutting it off right before.
Yeah.
And then starting a whole new format right from Worlds, not after Worlds. It's so cool.
I dig it.
It's so different. I love it.
And I was going to say, and I think as even those top players, they got to be kind of happy that there's going to be...
It tests their ability to make a deck.
Like, if they're actually into the competition piece of things,
Right.
they've got to be happy about it, because that at least gives them a little...
It'll be a breath of fresh air, because you will literally sit down and you'll be like, I know what I'm playing against right now. Let's find out. Let's do this. And there are going to be some decks that will still rise to the top that were from last season, just because of the way the rotation is working. Some decks will still be top, but it's just that X factor from this upcoming set.
Sure.
What will change
that unknown piece of things.
What will change the format? What will change the competition?
Cool.
And like right now, the big hot 3 decks are going into Worlds anyways is Pikachu Zekrom, Tag Team GX, Reshiram Charizard, Tag Team GX, as well as Blacephalon GX. No, not GX. Blacephalon is one of the Ultra Beasts. Cool. It's just a deck basically all around him. Those are some of the big decks that are going into it.
Yeah.
We are losing Zoroark GX, which is a massive card in the past year and a half.
Yep.
Everyone played Zoroark GX.
Mm-hmm.
It had crazy ability, it had a crazy good attack, and it's getting rotated.
Cool.
So it's going to be weird seeing a format without that big card. Some staple trainer cards are going to be removed from competitive play into expanded format, which is also going to test players' deck building capabilities.
Sure.
Not relying on certain cards that we've had since like 2012.
Wow.
Almost. So it's going to be wild.
Cool.
So interesting for
That'll
Worlds.
Be interesting to see.
That'll be interesting to see, interesting to watch. Worlds is happening on August 14th. So the 16th. No. The mid-August. Mid-August. So, looking forward to that. And of course, as a professor, I decided to try and apply for Worlds again.
Throw your hat into the ring.
Threw my hat into the ring. I had a really good time at North America at NASC.
Yep.
Like I think I made a good enough impression. I think. I don't know. These anything that's an IC or higher is managed by Pokemon themselves.
Right.
Not managed by any tournament organizers. So I'm basically working for the company.
Very cool.
At that point. And so it's basically up to them to decide who they want to bring in for this event. I'll just see what happens basically.
Very cool.
And fingers crossed. I think I find out.
Got to find out somewhat soon because there's travel plans that have to be.
No, travel plans are never an issue. Travel plans aren't really an issue when it comes to stuff like this.
Well, but but time off work or this
time off work. I already talked to my boss about it.
But that's what I mean. Like, they've got to let you know somewhat soonish.
Applications opened yesterday. I think they close on the 11th.
All right.
Of July.
And then it's in August. So yeah, that's time.
So I will find out. I think by the 19th of July.
Cool.
But if it's anything like last time, I heard right away.
Yeah.
I heard right, but I won't be able to talk about
it. You just can't talk about it, yeah. Because that was the last time. It's
due to non-disclosure acts, there are things I can and can't talk about. But yeah, like it's looking forward to that. Whether or not I go or not, I don't know.
That's still cool though that the format's doing what it's doing.
Oh yeah,
so.
it's and it's weird right now because right now there's still tournaments that are happening, little like league challenges and league cups happening. There are players that still that want to test for the new format, but there's no point testing for the new format because A, we don't have the new set coming out, and B, the cards that we're going to be like for these next month and a half aren't going to be around for the next one. So it's very like hit or miss right now. On deck building, it's like, oh, do I want to build this deck now, or because I currently have a deck that will survive the rotation very well. Like I lose some key cards, and the way I see it is that if I'm losing them, everyone else is losing them. So I don't even feel bad being on the back foot because everyone's going to be on the back foot going forward. So I already have my list planned for the next month and a half. And then after that. So it's already ready. I just need to waiting for that clock to switch over.
Yeah,
that's basically it.
Cool.
For me, Columbus was cool. Also humid as shit. And rain. Oh my god, it rained. When I got off the plane, it was basically a flood. There was flood warnings.
Sweet.
And by the time it was like sunny outside, I was inside all day.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is
good. This is what I wanted.
This is exactly thanks. I wanted to play Pokemon Go outside. Thanks. That's cool. I had a chance to dick around with those electric scooters.
Oh yeah.
Those are so fun, but they're so dumb. They're so dumb. I think I paid like $5.
Oh yeah.
For the entire time I used like the couple of routes that I used them for.
Yeah.
I know Edmonton is getting theirs next month. We're getting some next month.
Sure.
I think, which is a cause for concern. I know some people don't like those scooters because they seem to be blocking a lot of places.
Oh, is that the case?
Yeah, people just seem to like leave them around everywhere.
Sweet.
I tend to park it when I was using it. I parked it in like a bike rack.
Sure.
Out of the way.
Yeah.
But some people like to put it like, in front of doors.
Perfect.
I'm like, oh, that's good. That's great. We're gonna get that in Edmonton now.
Oh yeah.
But I'm excited for those dumb fun electric scooters. That's basically it for me.
Cool.
Yeah, I did a lot of things.
Yeah. Good stuff.
All right. Thanks for joining us today, guys, on our post-credit show.
Like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment with everything.
Yeah, and check us out at barrelrollnews.com. I can say the name of barrelrollnews.com, where you can find links to all of our social media.
We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Stay safe. Bye.